and we're talking at the pickleball site at Four Oaks Park, and we're doing the 14th annual senior games with pickleball singles today. We have a match coming up momentarily on court 1 that you'll be able to see, and the players are Grant Beck, he will be in the burgundy shirt, and Mark Northcutt in the white shirt. So this is a singles match to 11, and the margin is 1. So if it goes to 10 all, whoever gets to 11 wins the match. So this is coming to you, brought to you by WCOT. They're the City Tallahassee group that does live performances as we're doing right now. We're momentarily going to start the match on court 1, and we're doing singles today, and we're doing doubles tomorrow, and we're doing mixed on Thursday over here. We have approximately, I believe, about 115 players that will be participating in the pickleball games. So it's up a little bit in singles since last year. We have in several of the categories, we have 6 to 8 players in singles, which is up dramatically from where it was a couple years ago. So we are about to serve. I think we're doing the racket spin right now to start the game, and then we will start the match. So we will be talking about a number of things today. We'll be talking about how pickleball got started in the city of Tallahassee. We'll be talking about the rules. We'll be talking about how the game is played. We'll be talking about all the city programs that are at this time offered and where to find that information. So you can start with, our pickleball supervisor, his name is Lennon Mongeray, and let's start the game. Mark is serving. All right, just a little wide.
Sue and Judy.
Grant is returning. He's a left-hander, which does cause some complications. Nice shot right on the line.
Sue and Judy.
So as you cannot see the number of people, but it's funny, I came here quite early this morning, and some of the players that have 10 o'clock matches were already warming up. So that's part of the pickleball craze that is taking place in Tallahassee and throughout the world. It's just, having been in the racket sports business for some 45 years, I've never seen what pickleball has done and continues to do as far as growth. The numbers actually changed since I did some statistics as of last night, is that I believe the number was that we have 34 million players playing the game in the United States, and that means that between August of 21 and August of 22, you had that many people playing. That's up from just a couple years ago of 4.8 million. So that's a dramatic change. All right. Serving from the ad court. As you can see, they can either serve by letting it bounce, or they can, and here comes an overhead smash. There you go. Another volley. Nice shot. So a volley is a shot in pickleball that is hit without a bounce. All right. Two very good players. See them out here no less than 3 or 4 times a week. Coming to the net. Nice volley. Overhead. There you go. Good shot. He has to make sure he stays out of the no-fly zone, or the kitchen as they call it, because you cannot volley inside that area. You have to stay behind the line. Left-handed spins are tricky to a right-hander. It's interesting in all racket sports. I think I'm a left-hander myself, so I know this. 11% of the population is left-handed, but when it comes to racket sports like pickleball, about 30% are left-handed because there's an obvious advantage to the left-hander spin being opposite what a right-hander does. Right? They keep score and call the score before every point's played to keep track. Right.
You're a good player.
Pretty all business, these guys. They just. All right. Grant to serve. Pretty close match so far. Grant likes to attack the net. Has a good volley and an overhead. Mark tends to play baseline, moving the opponents around.
Here's a war of attrition, guys. You gotta play an 8 or 9 games. Make sure you
That was actually a good recovery, other than losing the point. He lost his paddle and picked it back up and continued to play. Only thing that surprised me is he didn't dive for the ball. All right, Mark to serve. You can only win points when you're serving. So if Grant wins the point returning, then he becomes a server, but he does not get a point for winning. Notice these two players are pretty proficient. They use a number of dinks. They hit with spin, top spin, and backspin, just like you would do in tennis.
Let it go, Chuck.
Right. You only get one serve, and then you change servers. All right, here we go. Nice top spin serve. Nice passing shot there. Making his players stretch and volley at the same time and stay out of the no-fly zone. They're switching sides. I believe they get two timeouts, but they're ready to play. Have a good crowd out here. I think we have about 70, 80 spectators as well as players out here right now. Our next guest will be on in a few minutes. His name's Chuck Finkel. He'll be our first guest when we have the end of this match, and we'll talk to Chuck about his victory today and just find out a little bit about Chuck and the other senior games that he plays. Pickleball and tennis are very flow-natured. There's a lot of rhythm to it. That is why Grant likes to come to the net. He's controlling and cutting the reaction time, and there goes an overhead. Very nice. That's a classic battle before pickleball even hit the scenes. It started in the Northeast in 1965, right close call. Players are responsible for calls on their side. All right, so we're looking at Grant's MO on pickleball, and he plays 3 or 4 times a week. He likes the competition. He likes the social aspect of it. So he just likes. Every time I come out here, I see him out here. So it's. All right, these guys. And Mark plays 6 times a week. Why does he play pickleball? For fun. What is his favorite shot to hit? It said sideline, so I guess he likes to go down the line. He's an aggressive player. Doesn't play a lot of tournaments, but he plays a couple. I think the senior games is just such an amazing thing. As I mentioned, it has gone for 14 years. I believe, I'm thinking that we've done pickleball for 11 years. So it's come a long way. All right, this match is coming. Nice shot, another overhead attempt, nice. Look at that. Mark tried a passing shot off his backhand on a run, very tough shot in pickleball.
I got
Hey, Joe.
Oh, he had a volley. A little pressure. Seven all, tight match. Coming down to the end here. We'll be having singles matches pretty much all day long till probably at least 2 or 3. Come on out to our new park that was just opened a couple Saturdays ago, and we had a wonderful day there. We had, open play, which I'll explain what open play is a little bit later, and we had some clinics for kids and adults. So recognize this is not just a senior game. It's played by basically 6 years old to 96. I never know who's going to be out here playing. When I was over at Winthrop Park last week, it looked like about 24 FSU students, early 20s. They were out there with their girlfriends and I guess sorority sisters and fraternity brothers. They're all just having a great time. And pickleball is interesting. It has a social aspect that you don't even have to play to have fun. You come out, you see familiar faces. It's COVID, as bad as it was for the world, it really propelled pickleball and tennis for that much, because okay, he had a forehand lined up there, just missed. So, the students, they just come out for the social aspect, and, some are playing, some are just watching, and then they rotate in, rotate out. At the same time, Lennon, who is your pickleball supervisor and tennis supervisor, was over there, and we were playing some doubles, and we're just looking at all the interaction. And you don't all have to be the same level in pickleball to have a great time. Oh, he had a nice forehand volley set up there.
Charlie.
good.
Coming down to the wire here. Let's see what the score is. Little dink. Oh, nice rundown. I like the tactic. The game, especially in doubles, is all about dinking the ball. Singles, there's a little bit more stroking from the baseline, but as you can see, 2 totally different styles of play. One being an attacker, the other one being a baseliner. Nice volley. Again, this is a singles men's 60 to 64 age category. Nice top spin.
Guys, everyone is to check.
Look at that. Fantastic. Fantastic. Mark hit a great shot to Grant's running backhand and was easily able to volley to the open court. Nice shot. Nice passing shot off the backhand side. Top spin serve. Notice also it happens a little bit more in singles than most. They're going to try to hit as many forehands as they possibly can and will run around their backhand to hopefully take advantage of opening the cross court or the down the line. Again, you can come out to Four Oaks and see our brand new 6 pickleball courts. We have a cricket court. I'm not sure of the terminology there, but we have playgrounds for the kids here. We have baseball fields, 4 baseball fields, and we have basketball. So in just a very short period of time, this park has really become a great place to bring your family or just come over. And I believe they just finished their match. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring in our first guest. Let's see, where is Chuck? Let me take a look. Hey, Chuck Finkel. Could someone get Chuck Finkel for me? He's on. All right, we're going to have Chuck talk to you now. Chuck played pickleball in his age category just a couple hours ago, but he's just hanging around now for the social aspect. But Chuck is set up. He's an Ironman. He's set up to play doubles and mixed doubles Wednesday and Thursday this week. All right, Chuck, where are you? Here he comes. Oh no, Chuck, not another gold medal.
Another gold medal.
All right, come on in here, and we're gonna talk just for a few minutes. Chuck Finkel is our next guest. Chuck, good to see you. Good match today.
Thank you, Glenn.
Good matches.
Thank you.
So, you know, we go back a ways. I think we've known each other for 12 or 13 years now.
Well, no, I think your memory's a little
Really?
fuzzy. It's only about 10.
Really? Well, I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning. So.
Well, that's fine. I just, I lost track of whether this was my 9th or 10th senior games
Wow.
in pickleball.
It's fantastic. I always enjoy talking to you, and we kind of chew the fat all the time. And a couple weeks ago, Chuck came over because Chuck, being the Iron Man that he is and he'll tell you the other sports he's in, but he was out there playing tennis. And the first time he came out to play tennis, he said, well, I haven't pulled this out of the bag in a couple times, but he's been playing 3 or 4 times.
Well, I'm working on it. It's been a challenge. It's been 40 years since I played, and even then I didn't know how to play well. So the last 6 weeks I've been practicing just so I could probably stay in the game with my partner.
That's fantastic. Well, then Chuck, what do? You come in my office and say, hey, Glenn, you want to play some horseshoes? And you whooped me in one of the games.
Yeah.
And then you only had time for a couple games because you were going to play something else. I can't stay up with you, Chuck.
I probably had to go practice my pickleball after that. and again, it had been 60 years since I pitched a horseshoe, too. So
well, that makes me feel worse.
Well, okay.
It should. You're so competitive in everything you do. Tell me a little bit about your gold medal match today.
Well, actually, yeah, he was a new player. He's a tennis player, and he's been playing a little pickleball, but he's tall, and he's fast, and he's good at the net. And it took me a while to figure out his game, but actually he couldn't move to his forehand. His backhand, he was getting over the...
So we have our next match going on, but we'll continue with Chuck
Okay.
here a few seconds. I believe this is going to be, it might be 2 out of 3, and that was just the second game. So, but Chuck, when did you start playing pickleball?
It was at the senior center. In fact, you were running the show, and I guess it was probably the second year that that it was being played. I originally started playing ping pong there, and one of the players suggested I come try pickleball. I'd never heard of it, and it, I sounded like some really dumb game with a pickle or something like that. Yeah, but got out there, and the first time was sort of a disaster because I had waiting for the ball to come up and it just didn't do it. And this was back when we were playing with wooden paddles. So that sounded,
You remember quite well.
Yeah.
So
So it was, and the senior center was the only place to play at that time. But fortunately, the city started opening more courts. And we got to play. Then we got to play some singles, which I prefer over doubles because I like to make my own mistakes and then correct them. I figure if it's a bad shot, it's mine. I don't want to, So anyway,
tell me what other sports you're going to play in the senior games here, Chuck.
Well, Saturday I was in track and field, and I got a gold in the 400-meter run, gold in the 200 meters, a silver in the 100 meters, and
Mark Spitz.
and a silver in the shot put, which again I've never thrown one for 60 years.
Wow.
And I got a gold in the shot put. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got a gold. Yeah. What happened is the other fellow in my age division, on the third throw, we actually tied. It was absolute tied. It just, when they're measuring in, parts of meters or millimeters or whatever it was the exact same tie. And then I did get a silver in the javelin, which I had never thrown before either. That's a little tricky thing.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic. So what other sports?
Well, then Sunday was horseshoes, and I got a gold in that after practicing against you a little bit.
Wow.
And then yesterday was the bag toss, which again I got a gold. I had a good opponent, and we were pretty close the first game, but then the second game I figured out how to throw it.
Nice passing shot.
Got a gold in that.
Well, you sound like you still got a ways to go here,
Well,
Chuck.
I do have a ways to go because tomorrow is mixed. Doubles tomorrow, and then mixed doubles on
That's
Thursday,
correct.
and then tennis on Friday and ping pong on Saturday. So it's a full
You should
8
get
days.
more involved, Chuck. I'm just not feeling it.
I wish I had the time to get more involved. I just,
Well, Chuck, thank you so much
Well, enjoyed
for
it.
stopping by and seeing us, and I wish you luck
Thank
with
you.
the rest of it. And I'll see you on Friday
I'll be
at
there.
the cookout
I'll be there.
during
I
tennis.
hope you have some good food.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks.
take care. Thank you. All right, and we're gonna go back to the court, which you've been watching the match as Chuck Finkel came by and chatted for a while, and just a lot of it is you learn and see so many different things with the senior games. It was brought 14 years ago, and Cindy Mead, my supervisor, headed it up, and it's then she pushes us. She just says, we're going to get more players. We're going to get 600 this year. So it's interesting. I think we have 115 participants in pickleball alone. Just missed the volley there. These guys are in pretty good shape to be playing like this. I believe one of them is playing down in the age category. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but he's 70. I'd be more. Oh, nice drop volley. Very nice. So a lot of the pickleball players in the city too, and I'll be talking about our programming that you can see on the TalGov website. It's very easy to find, and you'll go to click on Parks and Recreation, and then you will click on the pickleball square. And from there you can find all the information you could ever want to have, whether you're a starting player, an intermediate player, a player looking for leagues, and we'll talk about those a little later. We have clinics. We have 4 certified pickleball instructors, and they teach clinics at Winthrop Park and Tom Brown, and in the very near future they will be teaching at Four Oaks Park here. Again, also, we have pickleball. This appeals to it's a perfect storm for how fast it's growing. It's we now have approximately 2,000, maybe about 2,100 players that play the game at least once per year. So it's a regular.
Number 16.
It's just become so many things to so many people. Next year, when I, quote, retire, I plan on playing mixed with my wife on a regular basis. Because a unique thing about this, you can put basically 4 different level players on the same court, and they'll have a good time. So it can be social, but it can be competitive, whatever you want to take from it. So Chuck, as you can see, he plays singles, and he plays mixed, and he plays doubles. Nice serve. Drew him in. Oh, nice close. Very, very nice. I have trouble when I'm playing, no matter how much I try to slow it down, my pickleball finds its way into the net all the time. So I've got to keep my height. Like these, they don't let the net play that much. Oh, that was an excellent approach shot. Grant loves to attack the net. He can play from the baseline, but he likes to attack a baseliner. So back to our website, you're going to find that, as my director would say, and she'll be by later to talk about where we are with pickleball and where we may go in the future. So we try to, the old saying is, we try to inconvenience everyone equally, because we have individuals that want to play open play, and open play is when you rack up or paddle up, and whoever the 4 paddles are in a row will be the ones that play on the next court. And you just, when you come off, you put your paddle back in the rack, and that's how you get your next game. So you may have, out here, you may have 24 players on the court, but you may have as many as 30 or 40 players outside the court watching and waiting for their paddle to be called. So Grant to serve. Nice topspin serve. Caught him off guard a little bit. McHugh. Okay.
He's right here. He's going to be your guest.
Good.
Because it would be nice if they just Monday, Tuesday, play.
You go, Grant. Good job, Grant.
We have a number of... Bill!
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Bill McHugh.
Thanks for dropping by.
My pleasure. I was here.
Fantastic. Have you already played today?
I'm playing, I think, the winner or loser of this match.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure how they're organized.
So you've played a couple matches already?
I hadn't yet.
Okay.
But I warmed up. That's why I'm sweating.
Okay. It's kind of funny when I came in this morning. So, tell me a little bit about your pickleball past. How are you?
I've been playing about 2 years.
Oh. Name, I'm sorry.
Bill McHugh.
My apologies.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, so tell me about your pickleball past
Well,
or present.
yeah. Well, I actually had played soccer in college, and I was a functional tennis player, probably between 4.0 and 4.5.
Oh, that's pretty good
And I
player.
was a decent racquetball player, probably high A. I could play open in some tournaments. So I had kind of the hand-eye thing from those sports.
Right.
And so I had injured my knees playing soccer, and I ballooned. I put all this weight on. I'm probably 30 pounds lighter than I was.
How could that have happened?
I know. And I kind of thought my sports is over. And then I tried playing tennis for a little bit. I had these clunky knee braces on.
Right.
It was difficult. And I thought, well, pickleball, somebody exposed it to me. And the nice thing about pickleball, you can immediately, if you have decent hand-eye coordination, you can immediately be competitive at it, like in 5 minutes.
So you were playing a game right out of the chute, basically.
Exactly.
Wow.
My neighbor introduced me to it. He said, I understand you're decent at racket sports. And he was competing with his brother, who was like the top 70 plus in South Florida.
No kidding.
And they're really competitive. So that's kind of how I got started with it. I just caught the bug immediately.
Yeah. So how many years have you played?
Probably 2 years.
Okay.
But I started playing, I played in the senior games last year. It was my first time ever playing any kind of tournament with pickleball. And I won my division of 60 plus, 60 to 64. And then I kind of got the bug, and I wanted to see how I would do in more competitive tournaments. And I did pretty good. I actually played in the Atlanta, one of the PPA events.
Fantastic.
And a lot of those players, a lot of 4.5s playing the 4.0, those more competitive tournaments, and I got silver, 4.0, 4.5 combined.
That's awesome.
So that was a really good experience.
Yeah.
You kind of find out if you're any good at those
Well,
things.
we've been doing this for, I think, 10, 11 years for pickleball, and it's interesting how we had just our beginning, and we maybe have one or two in the individual singles groups, and you can probably see a difference in the number of even singles players.
For sure. Well, the other thing too is like in South Florida, like if you sort of sign up in Tallahassee, just because it's still growing in this area, kind of lags like South Florida.
Right.
So if you sort of sign up and you finish in the top 5, you qualify for states. If I was in South Florida in my age bracket, and I'm not like a slouch, I would have struggled to qualify.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just they have all these tennis pros.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Teaching tennis pros that are really good.
Lennon just came back from Naples, and he said they have a complex center with like 60 courts.
It's amazing.
So it's just...
Pictona is really big too.
Oh, really?
They doubled in size this last year.
Kidding. So tell me about these. How do you size these players up since you're going to be playing one of them?
Grant I've drilled with, he's left-handed, he's a really good athlete, he's a biker, so he's super fit, especially for his age. Mike, I don't know as well, he's not from the immediate area. I played him last year in the tournament, we played in the gold medal match.
Right.
And it was really competitive. I won both games, but one of the games was super close. And I, quite frankly, had never played singles, and I was overheated. He was like cruising. I was
Yeah, I know,
exhausted.
they're just kind of going at it. It's interesting because you have a counter of an attacker and a baseliner, so it's a good,
Well, he's
good versus evil thing.
Well, he's has a tennis background, and he doesn't have a lot of sexy shots.
Yeah.
But he keeps the ball in play.
Yeah.
And really, at certain levels, the person who makes the most unforced errors loses.
Oh, without a doubt.
And
You
that's
know
sort
that
of his
from tennis.
strategy, for sure. Once you get higher levels, you have to put the ball away.
Yeah.
You watch the pros, and then you try to do that, and really you can't replicate. So, they hit 1,000 balls a day.
Oh, without a doubt.
But the tennis players that are good tennis players, like 4 or 5 level and above,
Correct.
they can immediately be competitive in singles pickleball. Where doubles, it takes at least a year to figure it out.
Yeah, they have the movement thing down, they have the anticipation down, they have the focus thing
For
down.
sure.
That when someone has the background that you have, whether it's soccer, racquetball, tennis, and many other sports, I'm sure, that's all in your bag of tricks, basically, as far as where the ball's going by where the paddle's aimed.
Yeah, and there's movements. I mean, there's like even basketball. I played basketball in high school at McClay.
So did I. The movement is very similar.
Like boxing out.
Move.
The singular foot movements, which is really unlike all the short game is really anti-tennis.
Yeah.
Other than the hands and volleying.
Correct.
And a lot of people don't play doubles in tennis. So a lot of the singles players come out, they want to stay at the baseline and crack the heck out of it. and they have good overheads and they have good winners, but really that's not, in doubles you hardly see full drives in competitive doubles.
They learn that the dink becomes their friend.
Yeah, for sure.
The average tennis player, I remember my first time I played down in the Villages some 20 years ago, and I was 45 years old, and I was matched up with a couple of 70-year-olds, and my father-in-law was having fun because they were teasing me about, oh, Mr. Tennis Pro, come over here and play pickleball, and I got my butt handed to me. They were so good.
It's funny. I'll tell you a quick story if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I first started, because I was reasonably competitive pretty quickly, just from the background. And there's a guy named Jeff Schrofer who's actually tore his Achilles. He's a really good, 4-0 plus player. He's really good. Got really good the last year. Got fit. It's terrible that he tore his Achilles and is going to be out for a good 6 months. So he was one of the stronger players when I started playing rec play at Northside and at Tom Brown. And so he and I were Jody and Pat, who were the best doubles team 65 plus. So I'm like, these old ladies, maybe we should take it easy on them. So we go out there to play them, and they beat the snot out of us.
You just
they were so good.
You can't do this to an athlete. We win at everything. I mean, it's humble pie, basically.
Oh, for sure. I caught the bug pretty early on, but after that demolishment by those older ladies, I thought about quitting. Just teasing.
Now, the thing I get from pickleball that is different from tennis, you equate in tennis self-worth with winning and losing a lot. I know that from all my past 45 years playing tennis. But in pickleball, it's kind of like you play a match and you go like, want to play again?
Yeah, for sure.
Or where's my next match?
For sure.
It's just, you just don't take it as self-worth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The other thing too is you can play some really good points when you're developing and lose the score.
Right.
But so you can be playing really good pickleball, just they're playing better on the scoring.
There you go. Yeah. And you don't get any points if you're not serving. So
Exactly.
that's a little bit of a problem.
Exactly.
So any thoughts that you could share with me? How you will play these players?
It depends. I've played Grant several times. We've practiced together. He's left-handed.
Right.
His, he's still developing his backhand. I've actually tried to help him on some shot selection things. I mean, he's an experienced player. I don't.
Without a doubt.
It's just I played in more
athlete.
competitive tournaments, and so he was sort of asking me about it.
Okay.
So he just never quits. He's good. The other guy's just real steady. Like I say, he doesn't want to reduce
within his
unforced errors.
limits.
Yeah. But so I think with him though, you really do need to hit winners. If you try to get it into let's not make an error, keep the ball in play ad infinitum, that's his play. So if you play his style,
You'll come in second place, basically.
Right. So, but everybody in singles. A lot of people, I was talking to one of the pros at the tournament. One thing that's really cool about pickleball that I think it'll transcend like disc golf and racquetball. Like if you, let's say you're a tennis good player or a fan, you go to the U.S. Open, you're a spectator like anybody else. When you go to the PPA, the Professional Pickleball Tour, you're on the same court. You're not on literally the same court. You're there. The pros, you can socialize with them and interact with them, ask them questions. It's so you can get a workout playing the tournament and actually watch the top players in the world play, which is really neat. I don't know any sport where that's the case like that.
No, I would have to agree with you there. It's just you can take 4 players of different levels also.
Exactly.
And go out there and the expectations are managed.
For sure. The interesting thing about doubles, a lot of times the weakest player dictates who wins. So like Ben Johnson's the best player in the world. If you paired, let's say, me and a couple of players that are 4-0 plus, played against him and a novice, like a 2-5 player, we probably would have a good chance to win, despite he's so much better than us. Just because, you could kind of target the newbie.
Yeah, and each player's only 25% of the equation, so you can pretty much take that one good player out as much as possible.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
Yes.
He's good with those short touch balls.
Well, he's having to hit a lot of passing shots past Grant.
Well, he's not like hitting like conventional tennis passing shots.
Correct.
He's hitting drops.
Yeah.
So he's getting
Likes to
at
go down the
kitchen.
line a lot.
Well, the wind is coming diagonal, so
Correct.
it's facing us but coming sideways. So he's figured that out. So he's flirting with the line on this side because the wind will grab it and bring it back
Got
in.
it.
These balls are highly affected by the wind. They're not like normal tournament balls.
Yeah, really.
If you try to do that in the opposite side, it'll push the ball wide. This pen ball is not. Normally they'll use the Franklin X40s or the Durafast in singles tournaments.
You're above my pay grade right now.
But these pen balls, you can
Yeah,
literally
I
squeeze
get it.
in your hand. It's almost like playing with an indoor ball.
Yeah, Lennon and a
So it's
couple
highly affected by the wind, more so than most
Yeah,
pickleballs.
I know. I noticed that we had a very windy day when we were playing last Wednesday. Lennon, Steve Leroy, and Robert, and the wind was coming across, and we're going like,
Oh yeah.
it's like, it's messing with you. I mean,
Well, a lot of the South Florida tournaments are near the coast, so it's not unusual to have. If it's consistent, then you can kind of deal with it. But when it's surging, then, if you have a big backswing, especially the tennis folks, that ball could drop in the middle of your backswing. That would never happen in tennis.
and you say you've only been playing 2 years?
Yeah, just about 2 years.
Oh my gosh, you could write a book. It sounds like.
Well, I don't know about that. but I've watched an embarrassing amount of video. I actually had a chance to. Went down to Orlando, where they have a lot of really good players. I met some people in the singles tournament. The network is great. So he had brought me to this club, and it was actually a club that I had watched a lot of videos on. I felt like I'd been there before, and I got a chance to play with like 4 or 5 5-0 players, which was eye-opening for me. So it was kind of neat.
I was thinking of the word humbling.
It was definitely that. It was definitely that. I mean, I hung in there,
Yeah.
but it was, but I was playing like it was a tournament. It was casual rec play. For
Again,
them.
it's all about the experience.
Oh, for sure.
Because you'll draw on that, as you know from other sports. You're going to draw from past experiences.
For sure, absolutely. That was a good play. But a lot of it too is getting to the net. It's true in doubles,
without
it's
a doubt.
in singles, and when you get hot and tired, especially if it's hot out and you're older, it's a lot hard for some people to get in there. So there's a fitness component to singles. That's not necessarily true in doubles.
It's very humbling for tennis players to go out there. They try to stroke the ball in a doubles game, and a pickleball player will just dink them to death.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just smiling at them the whole time.
Yeah, because the ball loses a lot of energy when it hits the ground. It's essentially a kind of a little harder wiffle ball. Like, see that shot that he just took?
Yes.
That fell in about 3 feet. On the opposite side, the same shot would be out by 2 feet, just because of the wind factor.
So your awareness during the wind is a key factor when competing.
Absolutely. And some people make the adjustments and some don't.
Both these players have spin for controlling the ball.
See that example there? He had a good shot down the line, but the wind is going this way.
It
was
drew it
soft and
out.
it blew it out.
The reflection of his paddle plus
If you're on
the
that side, flirting with the lines near side makes sense because the wind will tuck it in. On the opposite side, if you float it so they carry out.
I thought we only did that in tennis.
It's even more true with this ball. That was a great pass.
It's interesting how deep you can get in the dynamics of just the littlest thing can be the difference between winning and losing.
For sure.
At an advanced level, or
For sure.
at relative level of an intermediate player.
Well, I've seen some players that, are like 4 or 5, doubles players. They're really good, and they're really not in shape for singles. And they'll play singles and get spanked, even though they really are a high level.
Yeah.
So most of the people don't sign up for singles tournaments unless they're in shape and competitive. You know what I mean? They don't normally mess with it. So if you go to a regional or a bigger event, singles, you're going to have competition. Very few people go, oh, I think I'll just try singles for fun at a big tournament.
This is it. I'm going to let you go because you're going to be up very soon here. But one of the things, if you notice, we could just talk about pickleball all day.
For sure.
And that's part of the thing. Whenever I've seen, let's say, all 24 players are playing out here, some are watching, some are cheering, some are just talking about, hey, I got this new paddle, hey, I went down to Orlando, played in the
For sure.
tournament, and it really, it changes the dynamics of being a senior. I'm
Absolutely.
65, where
Absolutely.
COVID kind of changed us to where we went inside and into our shell. but pickleball ballooned during that time.
For sure.
And
Absolutely.
it was funny because we were all under mask mandates, and the pickleball players, forget the mask. I don't need the mask. I'm playing pickleball.
For sure. Absolutely.
Infect me.
You know, a couple of my new friends, my pickleball friends, had losses in their family and things like that. It was very sad during COVID, and the pickleball community of friends that they developed was huge. So it has a lot of benefits. My wife Dana, can you come here for 1 second, sweetie? She actually.
Photo op. Come on in here.
Can you talk a little bit about that doctor and the study he's doing? She actually does healthcare consulting at a high
Wow.
level. This is her.
Hello.
So can you talk a little bit about that? You'll find this really interesting.
Okay, and your name again is?
Dana McHugh.
And I'm Glenn.
Hi, Glenn. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
So I do healthcare consulting with elder nursing homes, assisted living, that type of thing. And I have a medical director that's also part of this, and he is a pickleball player. He was here in Tallahassee. He was Dr. Ken Brummel-Smith. He was at FSU. And he's retired out to Northern California. And now he's a pickleball ambassador or something, and he's trying to get everybody going, and it's really interesting. But he's we're working on this study to look at the effects of pickleball and different things with older people and that type of thing, and related to long-term care and all these kinds of.
So as good as the game is for you, I do know statistically, because you have such a wide range of, you have like your husband that's a very good athlete, his balance is good, his coordination and everything, but you're probably seeing a lot of pickleball injuries also.
Well, that's funny. So he commented on that.
And I'm not downplaying.
No, for sure. So there has been a study about that, and the physician, the doctor, did talk about that, but he said that the difference, it wouldn't stop people from playing. Like, the injuries weren't so bad that they would consider not playing. So they would either play through it or get it fixed or whatever they would do, and they would keep playing. So I thought that was really interesting. The other thing that was found was that this would keep people, they're more apt to do this for exercise than if you're a physician. And I'm just repeating what he said.
Yeah. No, it's true. I
he
believe
said
that.
they're more apt to continue to do it than if your doctor tells you to go walk for 30 minutes or something. That's boring. Whereas they'll go play pickleball for 3 or 4 hours.
There's so many success stories. I brought pickleball here 12 years ago at the community center, but it was just one of those things I learned in the villages. And about 5 years ago, two ladies that I originally taught said, you don't know this about me, but my husband passed when I first started, and I was kind of lost. And they said, pickleball saved my life. I had a reason to get up in the morning, go play pickleball.
Right.
So it was, I'm going like, wow, I thought it was just a game, but it's a lifestyle for many individuals. So, well, it was great having you here.
I didn't mean to.
No, I'm yeah. See, you got pitched. He's over there trying to get back in the next match. Are you playing?
Tomorrow.
Oh, very good. Okay. All right. Okay. So nice meeting you. Oh, we can keep going for a little bit. Okay. So how long have you been playing? He really sucked you into this, didn't he?
Yeah, right.
It's okay.
Probably a year and a half.
Okay. Okay. Are you originally from this area?
No, but I've been here since high school.
Okay. Okay.
Quite a while.
Okay. All right. So it's interesting. A lot of my tennis pro friends that are at country clubs, especially down in Boca, Naples, and all that area, they have pickleball courts at their country clubs. It just kind of took over where they were the, quote, tennis director. Right. Now they're the racket sports director because they're spending more time in pickleball than actually in tennis. Even though, tennis is actually, most people don't know it. I think the statistic I came up with, pickleball has increased in the last 2 years 38%, but tennis has increased 26%. So it was another COVID baby as far as its increase, but pickleball is just such a win-win at all levels. I mean, you don't know my level, I don't know your level, but we could literally go out there and play right now and have a great time. And it would just kind of
And all ages can play
settle
together.
itself. I plan on bringing my wife into the game when I retire next year, but I'm not going to do it now because, hey, let's go play pickleball. How much do you play a week?
Oh, I don't know. 3-4 times, 2 to 3 times.
Okay. Where do you
At
play?
night. I have to play at night.
Okay.
I mean, I work still.
Okay. No, I get it.
I'm just here today to watch him
All
play.
right, great. Where do you play usually?
Well, so we have a pickleball court in our backyard.
Okay, that
We put
works.
in, so we play there, and then this is a great facility, and Tom Brown.
Thank you. Just opened a couple
it's
weeks ago.
beautiful. It's
Yeah.
really nice. I like to play outside. I don't really like to play indoors.
Okay.
I have, but I don't really like it.
Yeah.
I like to be outside.
You know, just out of necessity, we started indoor because
Some people like it better.
because the conditions are
Right.
comfortable and everything. But yeah, I'm an outside person myself. I just much rather get out here and you know, I guess sweat it up as they say.
Right.
But it's grown so fast. We're working at just trying to stay up.
I played at Winthrop this week.
Did you?
Last week, and it's
What day?
Wednesday.
I was out there.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Len, I was out there playing with Lennon. Did you see us playing doubles? No, maybe not.
I was on the. No, you guys were on the other side.
Yes,
there
we
wasn't
were.
that many people on our side.
There were like 20-22 standing watching the pickleball. So it was like going, oh my gosh!
Yeah.
You know, they have as much fun socializing
For sure.
as the actual game. So quite interesting. So where do you think your pickleball's headed?
Who's picked?
Your game.
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to get better. I'm working on it.
Any singles or you just play
No, I've
doubles?
only played doubles.
Okay.
I didn't play much. I played barely tennis before,
Okay.
so I don't really have that tennis background. Took lessons, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But
Well, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for stopping by.
I wanna go
You're going to be a
watch
regular.
now. All right, yeah. Thanks.
Okay, thanks. All right, Christy, come on over here. Oh, yes. Yes, you're on. Yes. Okay, well, come on, Christy. Come on, Christy. Thank you. All right. Well, hello, Christy. One of my favorite people at the city of Tallahassee from the Senior Center.
Well, good to see you
And
today, Glenn.
Good to see you, too.
What a beautiful park. I hadn't been out yet.
It's amazing.
Yes.
It's totally amazing. We're starting with the singles today. Always great to see your smiling face. And I know that you're a pickleball player, too.
Well, I've dabbled. They keep encouraging over at the Senior Center, and
Right.
with that, I have gone out to a clinic or two.
I've seen
and
you
they're
over at
still
Winthrop.
yes, and they're still encouraging. Have not taken that next step yet, but I'm still very curious.
Now, your husband's been playing pickleball with you, too?
Oh no,
No?
John Boy doesn't play at all. No.
Okay, I thought. Oh yeah, you introduced him to me.
Yes.
But okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
he hasn't
no.
caught the disease yet.
No, he has not. He likes the yard work and all of that to keep him active.
Do you remember when we started pickleball?
I
Like
have
12 years ago. at
I've
the
only
Senior
been at the
Center.
center 10.
Oh, okay.
So it came right before I
Okay.
did, and wow, has it grown there at the Senior Center.
Isn't it amazing what you see at the Senior Center? You'll see 2 courts going, and you'll see about 20 to 30 people around the perimeter.
Yes, for sure. And we started with just like 2 days a week. Now we're up to 3 days a week and evening times, which is fabulous.
Okay, so can anyone come to the Senior Center to play pickleball?
Our magical age is 50 is what
Okay.
we encourage folks to come out because there is wait times and whatnot, and the suggested donation is $2.
Okay.
And we also offer a lesson, very mild, very basic. Get people started on Wednesdays at 11:15. So come by, check it out, maybe take your lunch break a little early and get a little taste and see what it's about. And then you can register for more advanced lessons with Mr. Lennon or some of the other pickleball pros.
Well, fantastic, and they can find this information on the TalGov website,
Yes.
Parks and Recreation, and just click on the pickleball.
Yes,
And I think you can probably find it at the Senior
Yes,
Center also.
definitely, and also at the Tallahassee Senior Foundation.org is our calendar, which does list all of the different play
I have
times there
seen
as
that.
well.
That is very updated.
Yes, very extensive and constantly evolving as we do get additional opportunities.
Oh, you really should do more activities over there. I'm kidding.
Well, we're very excited. I mean, not just pickleball. We also have some concert series, as we're calling them.
Right.
Coffee house concert series are coming. So always something for everyone.
Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Well, thanks for having me,
It's
Glenn.
always great to see your smiling
Always
face.
nice to see you, sir.
Okay.
And congratulations. What a great event
Thank
and
you.
kickoff for the pickleball.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon. All right, so we're headed toward our next match, and that would be Bill. And I'm not sure who his partner. It's one of the last two. It'd either be Grant or Mark. Again, well, let's talk about what other sports are taking place right now. We have a large array of senior games that are going on. As far as the tennis division, which pickleball is under that umbrella, we're doing singles today, we're doing doubles tomorrow at Four Oaks Park, we're doing mixed on Thursday. We have tennis doubles on Friday out at Forest Meadows. We have racquetball senior games on Saturday. And then we have mixed on Sunday at Forest Meadows. So as you can see, we have a long way to go. And a lot of these individuals are playing a lot of matches. All right, we have another match coming on here very soon.
Yep, you're going to be in the hot seat with Mr. Glenn.
All right. Good to see you.
Hey.
Good playing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We're already becoming fast friends. I don't know anything about you, but I've seen you all 5 times I've been out here. I'm kind of thinking like you live out here.
Seems like it sometimes.
So tell me about the match you just played. It was very entertaining.
Yeah.
Fellow Southpaw.
It was a great match. Played Mike before.
Introduce yourself. I'm so sorry.
I'm Grant Beck. I'm from here in Tallahassee. And been playing pickleball a couple years. And we had a great match. Mike's a really good player. I played him last year here at Senior Games, and we had the same outcome. He beat me 2 out of 3 games. This year I kind of felt like I beat myself. I had a couple bad shots. I had a couple of calls that I couldn't quite make, so I gave them to him.
Yeah. It's the right way to be.
And yeah, you really should. If you can't make the call, the second one, I was pretty sure on it. I should have called it out real quick, but I hesitated. Once you hesitate, you don't want to call it out then. But regardless, it was a great match.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Well, fantastic. It was a good counter of play because you're an attacking player,
Yep.
very proficient, very fit, good volleys and overhead, and your opponent was a baseliner, so he doesn't make a lot of errors, and he doesn't mind trying to hit a passing shot at a very medium, slow speed. So it was quite entertaining. It's always interesting playing a left-hander if someone hasn't played a left-hander in a while because of the trickiness of your spins. You know, you had your side swipes and your top spin and your back spin and your change of speeds that you did quite well.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. And Mike's, like I say, Mike's a great player. He's got a really good backhand, and I actually tried to stay away from his backhand a bit. But you get so used to hitting to somebody's backhand because it's usually their weaker shot.
That's correct.
And it's not his weaker shot. So I would catch myself, I'd hit to it, and then I'd be like, oh, no, I shouldn't have done that.
Well, it's your natural southpaw tendency, isn't it? To go cross court with it. Because you got a good top spin forehand.
Yeah.
So.
But it was a great match. I enjoyed it.
Okay, good. So are you playing any more this week in pickleball, like doubles or mixed?
Yeah, I'm playing mixed doubles. That'll be Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, but I'm sure you'll probably play some more before then.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we'll see the outcome of their match. They're getting ready to play now, and Mike's playing Bill, a good friend of mine that I play with all the time.
Yes.
And we'll see their outcome, and I should get to play one of them
Yeah,
again.
very good. That'll be entertaining.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you very much.
All right. Take care.
Appreciate it.
Good luck. All right. So we have a match going on right now, and that was Grant Beck that visited with us. So Mark and Bill are playing. So we'll tell you a little bit about Bill. So we're doing a round robin with these 3 players, and he's played for 2 years. How often does he play? That's not surprising. The level of play, 5 times a week. Why he plays pickleball? To get in shape and fun. That fun word is attached to everything with pickleball. His favorite shot is his backhand roll. He plays in tournaments, and this is his first senior games. So they're about to start their match, I believe, right now. And let's see how this matchup goes. Bill was with us. We interviewed Bill earlier, and his wife. Okay. As he mentioned, Bill is an athlete, so he's probably going to have a pretty well-rounded game, and he's still in pretty darn good shape. So we'll see how this rolls out as we play here.
The thing is, like I bought my first pair of because I always wore my running shoes. They're super
Nice shot. So Bill's showing all-court tendencies where he'll play from the backcourt, and then when he finds the opening, it looks like he's going to tend to go forward on a regular basis. But pretty much all business.
like I wore them for 3 days in the court.
Yeah.
That's one of the tougher things that the good players will do. They have to judge at the kitchen line right there whether to take it in the air, because you can't step in the kitchen when volleying the ball. So you have to make a quick decision whether you're going to take it in the air or take it on a short hop with a bounce.
Oh, nice, Mike.
Nice change of speed by Mike. Both these players are pretty much all business when playing here. And again, you only get one serve, and you can either serve it out of the air or you can bounce it when serving.
Brenda.
Topspin serve.
Brenda Johnson.
Okay. Attacking with a topspin approach. As you notice, they switch back and forth from the ad court when serving to the deuce court, back and forth. They're still in the process of, even though they've played probably a number of times, they're still sizing each other up. Right. So speed of play is an interesting thing where they're not always just all out hitting it as hard as they can. They're varying, not as many dinks as you would see in doubles, but you'll see slower hits. Nice topspin backhand and a lob just wide. Hit the lob just to tactically keep the player back and buy some time. Good short hop.
Nice shot, Mike.
Good shot. Made Bill have to hit up on the volley, which is quite difficult on the move. Real close to the lines. I think that was a good passing shot down the line there. Or it wasn't, it was just wide. Sorry. Okay. Bill is keeping him on the run right now, so we'll see if Mark makes some adjustments. Run around forehand, and attack the net. Good tactic. They run around that backhand as good as their backhands are. It really opens the court and makes their opponent have to cover more area.
David Douglas. David Douglas.
Just missed that forehand topspin cross court.
Mike Allen.
Okay, Mark
Mike
serving
Allen here.
to the ad court. That's a nice topspin volley. Your better players will tend to, versus just dink the volleys all the time. If they get something above the net, though, they'll hit a drive topspin ball to keep it, hit it harder. Nice smile. Topspin approach to the backhand, dink, another dink. All right. And they're changing sides right now. And back to business here. So again, you can find, these are our annual senior games pickleball at Four Oaks Park, and these are open for play. You'll be able to see the schedule online at TalGov. Go to Parks and Recreation and click on the pickleball box. Within within a couple weeks, we will have a monitor out here that will be featuring open play. We'll be having reservations, and we'll have times that will be first come, first play. So there's a complete description if you forget what these times are, and it's broken down by the site. So just a little bit of information right now on what we have with the city of Tallahassee as they're playing their match here is that we have 4 pickleball instructors in the city. Lennon and myself, we are both certified also in pickleball. We have 8 clinics in the city. Clinic is a good way to, had to stay out of the kitchen there. He did a good job by balancing. Well done. We have leagues. We have numerous leagues, and you can find the information for the leagues. It's a good way when you start getting from the point of just going out and playing an open play to reserving time to, hey, I want to see how my game's going to stack up against other players my level. So it's a good way to have something that's set up on a weekly basis at a specific time. That is also on our website. If you have any trouble finding information, you can contact us at Forest Meadows, or you can contact me directly. I'm easy to find on the web. And Lennon Mangeret, who is our pickleball supervisor, and he's also an elite USPTA tennis professional. A nice shot. Good little head fake there. Right, so we have 47 pickleball courts, or 47 courts that you can play on. Some are multi-use. We have a total of 10 designated pickleball courts. 6 of them are here at Four Oaks, and 4 are over at Tom Brown. They are lit, which you will enjoy. We have at the senior center, we have 2 indoor courts there. We have indoor courts at the community centers, and those times and places are all on the website that you can find very easily. At a lot of the centers like Jack McLean Community Center, Sue McCullum, Walker Ford, we have outdoor pickleball courts that are multi-use on the tennis courts, and we have lined gymnasiums that allow 2 or 3 courts inside. Nice attack. Bill's a good all-court player. Trying to control the speed of the game here. Went to the backhand. Right there, caught him off guard. Getting ready to serve to the deuce court. Pretty much sticking with a top spin serve, trying to keep his opponent back.
Is it okay if we use the court down there to practice?
Yes, you may.
Okay. Jake?
Actually, you probably should ask Lennon. Why don't you ask Lennon? She took off. I don't know where she came from. It's okay. We're streamed worldwide. She just made her cameo appearance, so I guess they'll get kicked if they are not where they're supposed to be. So. They're doing a little timeout, I believe. And take a little sip of water here. And we're going to have many guests that are going to come see us. Our parks director will be over here to share some wisdom with us and tell us where pickleball is going. We also will have the fortune of having Lennon Lingerie come see us. And a little bit to talk about pickleball and the senior games, and he'll be here numerous times just to share his expertise. Lennon loves pickleball, and he's very, very good at it. And he has gone out and played in numerous tournaments to check out the venues as well as gain experience, and he's held his own. So they're getting ready to start back up here again. Okay, here we go.
Okay, I know you're supposed to interview me a little bit, Linda. Yeah, so, yes. So anyway, I just wanted, I'm running up to my car right now, so I didn't want you to think about it.
Beautiful day in Tallahassee today, partly cloudy. There is some wind which causes, as Bill mentioned, some problems for pickleball players. So your more advanced players are going to use top spin, side spin, slice to control the ball. Wind's more north to south right now.
Oh!
Just missed. Little side wind there that Bill misjudged.
Ready?
You playing?
Chip approach. Kept the ball nice and low. Forced an error. All right, and back to what we offer in pickleball in the city. And again, you can find this at the TalGov website, Parks and Recreation. Then click on the box with the pickleball, and you can find out all about the different sites that you can play on throughout the city. You can also, we have online registration to reserve courts, and that can be done. All the information is online. When you want to sign up for clinics, you would go to Rec One, which is, there's a tab to click on to either register or to sign up for lessons. Clinics, that is, or leagues. Makes life a lot easier to know what you have at what time. Nice passing shot.
Good use of wind there. Good job.
Wind seems to be changing directions, which is a complication for a lot of players, but these two are adjusting quite well. Again, the serve can be hit with a bounce or without a bounce. Nice shot. Nice shot, Bill. So notice Bill was inside the kitchen, but he can hit the ball when it bounces inside the kitchen. But he can't catch it in the air with his foot. So if Bill came to the net and he was behind, oh, great point. Look at that point. That was fantastic. Fantastic. So if possible, he was trying to keep the ball, Bill was trying to keep the ball low with Mark at the net. Nice topspin backhand. Chip. Up. Nice shot. Good approach shot by Mark. Nice play. So Mark's tactics are a little different than his last match, where he is playing baseline, but he's moving Bill a little bit side to side and then looking for an opening to come in. So varying your tactics like that is very, very effective at this level of play. Nice tactic by Bill there. Bill hit a return. He didn't hit it so hard, but hit it deep, and it allowed him the time to get in, and then he just hit a little dink volley, dink drop volley. They're both basically jousting with each other, looking for openings. Pretty close score, 5-4. Nice. Oh, what a point. What a point by both of them. Bill hit a nice overhead. Mark hit it back to him with a soft dink drive, and the calls have been very fair by both players and the match before. Oh, a nice little side spin serve. Caught him off guard with the wind, played the wind. As Bill mentioned earlier, he loves playing in the wind. He really is aware, his awareness of kind of pretty rangy too. Nice shot. Nice shot by Mark. Cross court. You don't always have to hit it that hard. You just have to place it well. The wind was cross court, and the wind just pushed it a little bit out of Bill's reach. Okay. A little bit of an ill-advised shot there. Very medium speed top spin approach. Sent the ball up, and Mark hit a good passing shot. Nice top spin ball. Half volley. Volley. Oh! Good point. Good point. Good combination of shots. The wind is swirling a little bit. It's a little.
Oh yeah, they're going on there right now.
All right, nice approach to the backhand there. That's generally a good tactic in almost all racket and paddle sports to attack the weaker side of opponents. Nice forehand, overhead smash to the corner, nice shot. So his overhead smash was set up by a good topspin approach shot. A no look.
Wow.
Nice play. Nice play.
Nice shot.
All right. Remember what we were talking score-wise. You only get points when you're serving. Backhand. Oh, nice. Drop volley. Well played. So a lot of times if you're just considering playing pickleball, nice little drive volley there for a winner, is just come on out and play. Just get a paddle. And we do carry pickleball supplies in our pro shop at Forest Meadows. You can get K-Swiss shoes that a lot of people love for playing pickleball in. Lennon can order any paddle, but we carry a variety of paddles and pickleballs and accessories, sweatbands, headbands. Nice. I think that the wind helped them out a little bit there. It's gusting a little bit windy-wise. This would be game point if Bill can win this point. Oh, just very good disguise there. Just missed the sideline. And you're going to find, as I've talked to many of the pickleball players out here, we talk about how they started. They just came out and just hit a little bit, or a friend asked them to come out, and that's how a lot of people just start a game. I started playing the game some 20 years ago when my father-in-law brought me in. Good match, good game.
Wow.
So, yeah. Oh, he's still busy. Okay. Well, look who we have here. Hi, Cindy. Yeah, okay. This is Cindy Mead, my boss and my supervisor. What are you doing? Here, put that phone down.
Let me turn these off.
So, let's talk about senior games here a little bit. So I was bragging on you and what you brought and how you push us to get more players all the time. You want to tell us a little bit about senior games?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about this year's event. Our most we've ever had for senior games is 525 in 2018, and then COVID hit, of course, and we had some, or 2019, I guess, and then COVID hit, and we went down, and we built our way back up last year to 505. So, always my first goal is to get one more than we've ever had. So that would be 526. But I really set our sights on 600 this year. I just thought that was a great number, and we are 20 athletes away from that.
Oh my goodness!
We've got 580 athletes signed up. We may have a few more. I've heard tennis is coming through. Tennis is coming
15
through.
more. I haven't signed up yet, Cindy.
So 519. We got 19 more to go.
Okay.
So I feel really confident with the events that we still have left that we're going to reach our goal of 600 to get those athletes. So
awesome. Tell me some of the things that are going to happen with. We usually have the torch run in the beginning, and then,
Right.
the party. What is the party called?
The Celebration of Athletes.
Celebration of Athletes.
Absolutely. So we always begin our Capital City Senior Games with the torch run, and we do that at Cascades Park, and we select athletes to represent all of the different sports, and they get to carry the torch for about a couple hundred yards and pass it off to another person. We got a 9 or 10 person relay to bring the torch around Cascades Park. We also do some celebration with the athletes to open the games there with demonstrations. This year we had a pickleball and bag toss and horseshoes. We had a food truck out there, so it was a lot of fun for the athletes to be out there to kind of kick the games off. And then we started our events with golf and had 112 golfers at Highland Golf Course on Thursday.
Is that more than we've had?
That's the most we've ever had for golf. I think we reached 100 last year, so we're up to 112 this year. In fact, they told me don't take any more because they couldn't put any more on the course for the shotgun start.
Okay, so,
so we're excited.
Let me ask you a question, because we've both been to the banquet many years.
Yeah.
Who's the loudest group of athletes at the banquet?
I gotta hand it to the pickleballers.
Yeah.
The pickleballers come loud and proud to all of our events. They were very well represented at our opening torch run, and they are very well represented at the Celebration of Athletes as well. And this year's Celebration of Athletes is going to be on March 14th, Tuesday, at the Tallahassee Senior Center. It's dinner for the athlete plus a guest, which that is included in your registration fee for playing in the game. So it's the best $15 you can spend.
You get a shirt?
You get a shirt, you get a goodie bag, you get to play, and if you want to do additional events, it's just $3 each event. You can't beat it, and then you get your date night on the closing ceremonies.
There you go.
So, yeah, it's you can't beat it. Now there are a couple of sports that do have a venue fee. Bowling and golf has a $10 venue fee. Archery's got a $5 venue fee. Tennis has a $5 venue fee.
We have a cookout though.
But tennis uses their venue fee for cooking lunch for the athletes. So the golfers' $10 venue fee gets them lunch as well.
Okay, well,
in the cart.
So since you've cornered me that I have to sign up, what are you signed up for?
I played golf. And,
you
and
did?
Glenn, let me tell you, I won a gold medal.
You did?
Don't ask too many more questions past that now, Glenn.
Yeah, my wife warned me about that, not to ask the obvious question.
There was one in my age group, so I was the gold medalist.
All right.
But hey, I signed up. Nobody else wanted to go. I think they were scared.
I would be.
I enjoyed it a lot. One of the cool things about the senior games, and a lot of our participation, some of our participation, are parents playing with their children.
Right.
And in the senior games golf event, I played with my dad and with my brother, so that was really special.
Fantastic.
I look forward to that every year, to be able to play with my dad and my brother and to hang out with them while we play a nice round of golf out at Highland Golf Course.
I'm going to do that next year with my father-in-law.
Yeah.
He'll be 87 next year.
And one time we had a parent, child, and grandchild all participating in our event. So that was not at golf. I believe it was actually cycling that we had that. So
nothing's off limits, huh?
Nothing's off limits. You're 50. You're turning 50 in the year that we're offering the games. You come out and play and bring all your friends and parents and aunts and uncles. All this. Come on now. And this year it's not too late to sign up, Glenn. It's not too late to sign up.
So you can still sign up for events?
Absolutely.
Even like tennis or racquetball on Saturday we can sign up
Correct. So we have swimming tomorrow night. We can sign you up for swimming for Wednesday night.
Then how do you do that if it's at the last minute here?
So a couple of the events you can sign up on the spot. So you can just go to the event and sign up. Some other events where we do brackets, it's helpful to sign up beforehand so the person can make the brackets ahead of time.
Like tennis.
Like tennis, correct. So tennis, we're hoping to get everybody signed up by Thursday evening. And then racquetball, it's a smaller group, so we can do that on site.
They show up
just show up.
we're going to play. That's where I'm going to play.
Yeah, basketball shooting is also on Saturday. So it's free throw shooting, 9 a.m. over at Sue McCullum Community Center. So
you going to be over there?
I am unfortunately not going to be here.
I might do that
this weekend.
I might give that a go because it'll be before I have to be at racquetball.
But we've got a great event coordinators at all of the remaining events that can get you signed up if you wanted to play, or you can go online at talgov.com/senior games, and you can register online as well. Or you can call me. My phone number's on that website, but my number's 850-510-5966, and I will get you registered. You call me.
I kind of feel like that number's blinking at the bottom of the screen.
Can it blink at the bottom? 850-510-5966.
So it's pretty easy, depending on whether you use social media or you don't like computers. You can actually go to like Forest Meadows. You can call to sign up. You can go get a application at a lot of the
senior
sites.
center
At
has
the senior
applications.
Forest
and they'll
Meadows.
take them. Forest Meadows, yep. Sue McCullum, which is the host for the basketball, they could get you signed up there if you're at that center. So some of the other events that we have still coming up that you could sign up for, in addition to swimming that I mentioned, we have powerlifting. And Premier Health and Fitness sponsors that for us, and we run it over at their club. That's on Thursday at 2.
I saw that last year, and I couldn't believe what they were doing. I'm going like, what? I was expecting like the Barbie weights or something, and there was a lot of weight on their lift.
There was, and it puts me to shame. It makes me feel like I got to get back in the gym. I need to get into the gym. Some
You're
of these
pretty fit these days.
Some of these ladies, though, in their 70s and 80s are in there hoisting those weights, man. So Friday we've got the tennis, and we've also got what else do we have on Friday? The tennis and
let's see here.
Let's see. I'm drawing a blank.
Maybe just tennis.
Is it just the tennis that
But
day?
you know, look, it looks like you can scan to register too.
You could scan to register.
Okay. So take your
bowling. That's
Oh,
what I
okay.
forgot. Bowling, mixed doubles, and doubles is on Friday.
Really?
And that's over at Capitol Lane.
So when you have mixed doubles at bowling, like my wife and I could do it.
Absolutely. 4 o'clock
time
at
is
Capitol
it?
Lanes.
4
4 o'clock for
o'clock.
mixed bowling.
Yeah, I'm gonna see
and
if she wants
same
to do
gender
that.
bowling is at 1 o'clock. So the men and the women. So super excited about that. We probably had about 40 single bowlers. And so they're all partnering up, and they, so met some new friends. And then we've got cycling on Sunday, if you'd like to ride your bike, and we've got water aerobics as well.
Okay, Cindy, I thank you so much for stopping by, and you had to see if I showed up for work today. So
He's here, check.
Yeah. Thank you. You have a great day.
Appreciate
Good
it,
luck
Glenn.
with the rest of the games.
All right, sign up.
All right, so we have our final match. They're in the round robin. They're warming up a little bit here, and we'll start very. Cindy needs to be more enthusiastic, as you can see. Actually, not. She's a spark plug. I'll tell you what. She has a daughter that plays college volleyball, and she'll drive 12 hours to watch her play, and she's back at work the next day. Unbelievable. So we're getting ready to play our next match, and that will be Bill and Grant. Bill and Grant are playing this time. So to continue our round robin. So as you can see, you know what? These players are very competitive and very good players, good athletes, but you don't have to be playing the senior games. I mean, I'm going to try to talk my wife into doing the bowling on Saturday. Maybe we'll do the bowling, because we used to play leagues when we were kids. Just be kind of fun to go out there and see what happens. So we shall give it a go, and it's not too late. We have sports all week long, and you can either show up or, better yet, sign up. Nice attack by Grant. Loves to attack the net. This will be an interesting thing, a all-court player versus an attacker.
4 miles on Meridian. I'm stuck 7 miles.
Okay. So nice shot by Grant there.
Right.
Just ease it right on in there instead of rifling it past
Said that
his
it's
opponent.
hot at that light, waiting.
Again, Grant's a left-hander, which does cause some problems.
He's gone that way before.
I believe Bill's going to come in a good amount during this match to keep Grant from attacking the net. Ooh. So far, whoever has attacked the net has won the point. So we'll see how this unfolds as we play. Nice passing shot. Wasn't a bad tactic by Bill right there because he was trying to jam the ball deep to the center to his backhand, and he threaded the needle. Nice approach shot by Grant. Really great out at this new park here. We have 6 new pickleball courts at Four Oaks and a number of other things. You have cricket out here. You have 4 baseball fields. You have a playground for the kids, and you have basketball. I've been out here probably a half dozen times in the last 2 weeks, and I see people walking and just enjoying the Florida weather. So we're going to continue with this match, and I'm hoping to get Lennon over here in a little bit to talk with me. So we'll see where. They have a little bit of a pull. These guys go at it pretty good. And you have to stay hydrated because as soon as you lose like 4% water, I believe it will start affecting your play. So you actually need to hydrate ahead of playing, kind of like putting gas in your gas tank before you go on a long drive. So great tactic right there. Bill was ready for that little short ball that was hit there. And came in and just hit a nice slider cross court. Okay, running forehand just a little wide. Top spin approach, a little long by Bill.
Roxana.
Nice point. Very nice point by both players.
Roxana.
When a player comes to the net, as Grant did there, generally it cuts the reaction time 75% by the time they get to the kitchen line. So, misjudged the wind there a little bit. Wind picked up just as they were hitting. As you can see, both these players obviously have other sport prowess, which, as you can see, they can pick up the ball on a little short hop. They can hit like a topspin forehand, topspin passing shot there. They have all the shots, so it's interesting the array of different shots that these players are willing to do. track of the score there. Nice attack and put away volley. The movement by these two athletes is very, very good. As Bill mentioned earlier, he had some basketball skills, so you notice how good his footwork is. Nice little dink.
Yeah, right.
Misjudged the win. Short hop the forehand, just a little wide. When these players miss, they don't miss by much. Fine balance between attacking and making a lot of errors and staying within your own personal limits. These players for the category men's 60 through 64 are playing a round robin. Each one of them will play the other two opponents, and that will determine the gold, silver, and bronze medal. And lots of pickleball. Good overhead shot without stepping on the line. We still have many other matches going on. And, singles today, doubles tomorrow, and mixed on. That was a nice deep shot by Grant. That works in almost all racket paddle sports. Approach and hit deep to the backhand. Nice drop volley. Well played. Just a little wide. All right. These two players are holding up very well considering conditions. It's warm but not too hot. Little breeze. Grant's getting ready to serve at the ag court. Topspin serve. Approach. So in a little bit, you have two guest appearances, one by Lennon Mangeray and my director, Ashley Edwards from Parks and Recreation. When she gets here, she's on her way now. So we'll be talking about everything. I guess a lot of times you remember and how fantastic pickleball is, but Ashley's responsible for the over 40 sports that we have. So, everyone, very nice shot, good play, good topspin passing shot. And again, with pickleball, age limit is 6 to 96. Beginner to advanced tournament players. You can find all the information for the city as far as open play opportunities, court reservations, programs such as leagues and clinics all the different venues that we have. Again, let's go through that again. So if you missed it before, you'll have an idea of what we offer at this time. So I will find, here we go. Trying to get the opponents to hit from a low position close to the net is what it's all about. That's called a dink shot. So we have a total of 4 pickleball instructors certified, and Lennon Marjorie and myself have pickleball certification. We have 8 clinics throughout the city: Winthrop, Tom Brown, soon to come to Four Oaks Park. We have a total of 47 courts in the city. So we have a total of 10 permanent courts, which are at Four Oaks here and Tom Brown. But we have other courts that are multi-use, that are tennis courts that we have that are lined for pickleball. And all you have to do is adjust the straps. We have indoor pickleball. We have one of the, should I say, multi-dimensional opportunities for pickleball, probably one of the better ones in the state, as far as different opportunities, whether you are a player, or you love to do open play, or you love reservations. There's no limit to what you can do in the city. So we have a new special. This is Linda. Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Do you remember me?
I do remember
Yeah, good to
you. I
see
don't get
ya.
to see you anymore,
No,
so it's good to see you again.
You see me more than you want to see me.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what you're doing. I've been seeing you play pickleball for
About 9 years.
9 years.
Yes,
so,
right at the very beginning when it started.
Yeah, at Community Center.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and we just.
Back there was about 20 of us or so.
Yeah.
And, then
That was
funny.
funny.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Fun
really,
time.
When you think back to that, and these days at the Senior Center, you'll have 2 courts with 4 people on it, and you'll have 30 people around the outside.
Unbelievable. There are so many new people. Every week, if I go to the Senior Center, there's at least 5 new people I've never seen before.
That's something I see citywide. I was over at Winthrop yesterday, and there was this group from FSU. They were like 20, 21. They were there, I guess, boyfriend, girlfriend, or fraternity, sorority, but there were about 20 of them there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't just for seniors.
Oh, no, I'm in about 3 different email pickleball groups, and they range in ages all over the place. I'm often the oldest, but...
you haven't changed a bit in the time I've known.
Yeah.
You're still doing very well.
Thank you.
So what... Okay, talk about the groups that you're involved with, because I was explaining to our audience about open play and reserve time and first come, first play. What do you enjoy the most?
Well, I enjoy open play because there's a group that kind of gets together, and then we can have about 20, 25 people, and you begin to know how they play, and part of pickleball is camaraderie. I mean, it is a very, very social experience. In fact, I think if it weren't for the social experience, I wouldn't enjoy the game near as much. So
yeah, I had mentioned earlier, Linda, that during COVID, the numbers went out the roof, and it was going to happen, in our humble beginnings.
Yes.
When people say, "Oh, you started pickleball here," no, I showed it because pickleball was going to happen.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
I've been playing for 20 years when my father-in-law showed me in the villages.
Really?
And that's where I brought it to the senior center. And I'm going like, "Oh, you start?" No. I was just one of the carriers.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
Because it's a very passionate group.
And back in the early days when the groups were just controlled, like we got to about 70, 75 people.
Right.
And we would celebrate every holiday together, every birthday together. I mean, there was always something going on around pickleball. So it can't be that way anymore because there's just too much diversity.
Well, I think what happens a lot when I look at, quote, a senior that retires from the city, the state, or a job, they kind of pull in. But one of the things I mentioned earlier, a couple of the original ladies that were with us actually mentioned about 5 years ago that they lost their spouse, and they actually, in so many words, said pickleball saved their life.
Oh, yes.
They lost purpose after losing their spouse, and once they found their group, and it just, there was a reason to get up in the morning.
Absolutely, it changes everything. My husband has a lot of, he played early on, but he has a lot of physical handicaps now. And it's a hard change in your life when you don't get to do those kinds of things with your spouse that you always did. And if it weren't for pickleball in my own life, I just don't know how I would really keep going. But it makes all the difference. And my husband celebrates that fact that I have pickleball too. So it's a very, very positive experience.
It would be very easy if there's an issue that your spouse or husband can't do these things, that you would tend to pull back.
Right.
And this is
yeah, but you need, everybody needs an outlet, and so I think most spouses celebrate when their spouse has an outlet.
You love that.
So it is.
So you, if I remember right, you were a pretty darn competitive player some 6-8 years ago. Are you still going at it that way?
You know, unfortunately I can't lose that competitive spirit. I keep going. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have fun, and then whoa! I missed that point.
No, that's Linda. I know.
So it's
a balance you have to.
Yeah, once you
take a breath, Linda. Take a breath.
I know. I'm always doing self-talk. Okay, breathe deep breath. It's a game. It's just a game. You're having fun. But it is fun. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for pickleball.
Oh, it just, and you just see so many friendly faces. It's just.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's one of the friendliest groups of people I've ever met.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, everybody is embracing of everyone else. Somebody new can come in and immediately feel like they've got a support behind them and new friends. I just don't see anyone ever left or shunned, where they don't fit in.
And tennis is like that. Tennis is pretty cliquish.
Yeah.
And the problem, and I'm a tennis pro, and my thing that I find when I play competitively in tournaments or events is you equate self-worth with winning and losing. And I don't see that with pickleball players, even in the senior games here where they're saying, where's my next game?
Yes.
So
I think we just love to play. I think that's the bottom line. We love to play. If we win, that's just kind of the cherry on the top, But it's the experience of getting to do it that matters. It really is. And I just encourage anyone to get out. I mean, because you don't have to be a skilled athlete to play pickleball.
Okay, so how do you find that? You told me that you have Facebook groups that you find out where you're going to play.
Right.
How do you find out other information?
Well, I think most people knew starting either they know somebody.
Right.
Okay.
That's how it all starts.
Yeah,
right there.
mostly. But I think often if someone doesn't know somebody, they show up at the senior center, and there's usually some lesson available, or somebody will give them a lesson. And before long, they will be embraced into a group, and then it goes from there. So
it's really a phenomena that I'll come to any site, and you'll see players like these two that are playing all out, and they'll take two players that are just beginners. And it's a fun game. It's not, no, you're not my level.
Right.
You can't play with us.
Right.
Because there's a pecking order.
Yeah.
I
mean, every once in a while.
And that's the open play experience too, isn't it?
Yeah, every once in a while.
Well, you have your favorites, though.
But everybody I know is willing to play with any level person, just, because they want them to learn to love the game. Okay. I mean, it's something you want. When you love something, you want other people to love it too.
So do you reserve times, or do you just pick?
Sometimes we reserve times. Sometimes we pick times. So sometimes we do a reserve court, and there's a handful of us that get together because We know we're about the same level. We want to go out and have lunch afterwards. You know,
that's a common denominator.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
So you know, so you do that.
And an adult beverage.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
and then there's others that you just know that everybody's going to show up at this court at this time.
I saw that over at Winthrop last week.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Lennon and I were over there last week on Wednesday, and we were playing some doubles with two of our other tennis pros, and we looked over, and they only had 2 courts, and there were 25 people there.
Yeah.
And they were just as happy to just talk.
Yeah, in fact, sometimes they'll say, let's go play, because everybody's wanting to. Yeah, because it is half the game. It is half the experience. It's just the socialization.
Well, I like to hear, because that was kind of one of the things my mother-in-law did back in the tennis boom, is that when they played a league match, they would always go to lunch.
Yes.
It was tennis and lunch.
Yes.
Tennis and lunch.
Yes.
So it was.
Yes. And so it's pickleball at lunch now. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
And it's it's great.
So ladies doubles is your favorite right now? Or
ladies doubles and mixed. I really like both. I can't do singles. I'm not. It's too big of an area.
It is a very. I mean, I was doing just fine with the doubles with Lennon, and they said, "Here, let's play some singles," and he schooled me. I'm like, "Hey, I'm not enjoying this thing like this." And
I know. When I'm here and they're there. I'm 76, and so I've been playing for 9 years, and I'm probably not as fast as I used to be. I've had several broken foots and feet and ankles, and because you get injured. In fact, when you go into TOC with a foot injury, they look at you and they say,
"Pickleball." Yeah. I know.
But we
a
heal,
couple of the
and we
PAs.
can still play.
Yes.
So.
It's probably, as I had one of our guests on earlier, she said that it was probably the highest level of injury, but you understand it's the highest level of recovery and back to the court.
That's right. Yeah.
So
my friends are always saying, "You're not going to play anymore." I look at them like they're insane. Of course I'm going to play. So and so many people I know have been injured and get back out on the court.
It's really a lifestyle, isn't it?
It is. That's a good way to put it. It is. It is a lifestyle. I like that. Yes.
I like the idea that you mentioned, because I hadn't had anyone mention to me about getting together for parties, like holiday parties and I guess birthday parties and stuff like that.
Yeah, you get to know one another.
And you don't even have any pickleball. It's just you become such
it's just a social
pickleball friends that you say, hey.
Yes. Yeah, and so it's a great introduction to if someone moves to Tallahassee and they don't know how to connect, they don't know where to find their
place. This is a common denominator, isn't it?
And you don't have to be good to connect. So
how about that?
So that's a wonderful thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
everybody wants to belong to something. That's who we are. We
Linda,
want to belong.
That's our nature.
Yes, and pickleball is just one of those experiences that just allows anybody who wants to belong.
Yeah, I've over the years I've taught tennis for some 45 years, and I've seen a lot of sports come and go. I've seen racquetball come and go. I've seen squash come and go.
Right.
I've seen the Kathy Smith aerobics come and go.
Right.
Volleyball, and they're all still playing, but there's something different about pickleball
Absolutely.
that is just going like, wait a minute, I don't see this receding anytime.
No, it's not. I don't think it's going away.
Well, here's an interesting phenomena that I saw play. I said, well, you know what we've been telling everyone, after we get these 6 courts open, we're going to size up our situation and see where we need to go with pickleball.
Yes.
And I've been here almost daily for the last 2 weeks, and there are no open courts.
No.
It's just like it got engulfed, like the 6 courts never existed.
Right.
So
and now they've always existed.
Now they've always existed, and now the conversation with my director, Ashley Edwards, is where the next court's going.
That's right. I got a few suggestions.
And that's good. You should share them with me, because
I got some suggestions.
One of our weekly meetings is not only where we can have or going to put more pickleball courts, which we have a couple on tap, but thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're going. So you have my card, don't you? You know how to find me.
I know how to get a hold of you.
Okay, so why don't you tell me, send me an email of your
will.
suggestions, because I actually have a list of things that we're going to do.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Because pickleball needs to just have more and more opportunities to do it. More and more.
And we're going to do that.
Because so many young people are moving into the sport. And the more young people, then we're not losing the population when the old people can't play anymore.
Linda?
Yes.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Linda.
Good luck with the rest of the event.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to win this next tournament.
I want to see it. I'll interview you after the win.
Okay.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, Joe.
Thanks.
Thank you. So we're going to have Lennon Mongeray come see us in a few minutes, and we're going to talk everything pickleball and see where this conversation goes. Probably, if we can, we'll probably have Lennon come here a couple times, because there's so much that Lennon has to share with you beyond the items that I've mentioned that are on the TalGov site of play events, as you mentioned, as you saw with Linda just there, how she started, and there are own little groups that she plays in, and we have another match coming on right now in the men's singles category of 65 to 69. David Douglas and Richard Wagner. So they will be starting momentarily.
CD. Rod.
And Rick is in the blue and David is in the white. So I have to see what the guidelines for the 65s are as far as what this is. Actually, I'll have Lennon here, so he'll tell us, because each age category, depending on the number of players, has a different format as far as they usually... we make sure that you get 3 or 4 matches, which is what this is all about. And there it is right there. It would be, oh my gosh, let me be the first one to say it's Pickleball Sire. This is Lennon Mongeray. He's our tennis/pickleball or pickleball/tennis supervisor. How's it going today, Lennon?
Man, good.
He's our tennis or our tournament director here, and he's gonna just kind of let him go.
All right. Let me know. So I see some people warming up out there. Who's that? Wagner?
Yes.
Nice.
I just gave a note. There it is. Yep.
Who else is out there?
Rick and David.
All right. So we have Hightower versus,
David Douglas and Rick Wagner.
This is going to be a good match, because these two have been playing quite a bit before. They've played quite a bit before.
So as we're watching this, let's talk about a little bit of your beginning, because I know through all our conversations over the years that you played at FAMU, and very established tennis player. You are an elite tennis professional with the USPTA, and talk about a little bit about your, should I say, your humble beginnings in pickleball and your certifications and how you got the bug, basically.
Well, it all started actually, there's this young lady, Caroline Lair. She's a local here. She plays a lot of pickleball. She keep bugging me about coming to play pickleball. Now, of course, you the one who introduced it to us, but I didn't really get the bug then. And she keep bugging me, come play with her, and I'm like, maybe later. So one day it was raining, and I decided, well, I'll go play with her at Sue McCullum. I got there, played a little bit, and everybody thought, he plays so good. I'm like, I do? But I guess my tennis background kind of helped me a lot, because the game is based on tennis, pickleball, and tennis, badminton, and ping pong. Right. So that dimension was there. So what ended up happening, I keep playing for about 3 hours. Everybody say, hey, you want to do lessons? I'm like, already? So I said, well, I just don't know what about it. I just fall in love with the game. I started playing more and more. even to the point where I start traveling. You know, whether it's in Alabama, whether it's in Georgia, wherever that tournament was, I went and played. After a while.
Were these age categories?
This was age categories, and I didn't play in the high categories. I played in the 18s. So I did pretty good. I played 2-3 U.S. Opens. I played against some of the better players you know about in the world, like the Ben Johns, the Kyle Yates of the world. So I played against those guys, and I fared pretty well. And after that, I decided, well, let's start doing some teaching. And pretty much, right now, it's the fastest growing sport out there. So I'm glad I got in on the beginning.
Yeah. It's interesting. Last night, remember I was giving you the stat for the last couple months that there were, I think, 6.4 million pickleball players. They updated that in a yearly survey. They know that pickleball there's 34 million that are playing at least once a year.
That's a lot.
And I went like,
that's a lot.
What? That's a huge. That's more than that 38% increase that I was talking about.
Yeah, it's increased substantially.
Why?
Well, you know, the thing is, look, the game is highly social. The game is fun. You can play with almost anybody, whether it's your mom, dad, sister. You can have fun. They might not win, but you can have fun.
Right.
It's easy to play. And when something is fun and more fun, you get people addicted, like they did to me.
So how does someone, let's talk about, has never played any sports, how do they get involved in the city?
Well, we have various ways. You know, if you go to our website, www.tallahassee.gov.com, we have a lot of programs. We have clinics. Right now, we actually have one coming up in March, whether it's clinics in terms of learning the basics of the game, the forehand, the backhand, the serves, the rules of the game. We have round robins. You have leagues.
What's a round robin?
So a round robin is pretty much just you go on the court when the instructor is there with you, and you playing a few games. You might be 3 or 4 courts of people, and as you win, it might be time limit, or it might be up to a certain amount of points. Once you win, you're rotating. So, you know, it's not about who win or lose, about having the experience of playing with different people, different styles, and solving the issue. So, and the instructors help me at the same time saying, hey, you should do this, you should do that.
So tell me a little bit about our instructors and their backgrounds and how they came to pickleball, because I'm thinking of Ann Davis for one, because she was all things tennis.
Right. And the thing is, so we have 4, that's the cool thing now, we have 4 pickleball instructors. We have Ann Davis, like you mentioned, which was big into tennis, and eventually, you know, Ann kind of weed away from tennis, and she started playing pickleball a few times, loved it. And now she's all pickleball.
I see her everywhere.
Yeah. And the other 3 are Tom Saxton, big pickleball advocate like the others. He got into it the same way, just a friend brought him out there and he started playing. Barbara Kearns, same thing, came out there. Now Barbara plays a lot of tournaments, she runs tournaments. So
she's everywhere
pickleball. And so now we have a young gentleman that we have, Destin Perry. He's a tennis instructor, but now he's pickleball too. And you know, he just played a tournament that recently and won a medal. So we have a good group right now, really good group helping us out.
So where do you think pickleball is going in the city of Tallahassee? What's your...
Well, it's going up.
It's
going up because look, I mean, we have over 40 pickleball individual courts now. Look, we have the new facility, 6 courts at the 4 Oaks Park.
They're lit too.
And they're lit. Yes. So, you know, there people are loving that.
Yeah.
And, you know, the senior center is slated to bring somebody in 5 years or so. We got the blueprints for the area right next to Osaka. I'm sure that's going to come up soon. So it's growing. And I'm here to take the wave.
Yeah. So where do you see our program going in your mind? Because you and I talk almost daily about the future of pickleball nationwide as well as the city of Tallahassee. What are your thoughts?
Well, I see it, if anything, is going up and more up. Because, I mean, everyone is getting to it. I remember, 8-9 years ago, no one knew what pickleball was. Now, everyone knows what it is.
So let me ask you a question. How many years have you been doing been the tournament director for pickleball and senior games?
Well, 4 years.
4 years.
4 years.
So before that, I did it, and it was a fraction of the number. And I saw during my time, because I think the numbers were trickling up, and now I look at the singles numbers, and I'm going, it's not just one person in a category. You're having 2, 3, 4, 6 in a singles category now. Did you have to promote that to make that happen?
No promotion. I mean, the players are promoting themselves and others, you know, and I hadn't do anything. No kind of advertisement. If anything, they're telling me when to put this stuff out.
So, Lennon, how can people find you or get a hold of you? Because you seem to be the conduit that's propelling pickleball in the city, and everyone has different needs as far as whether it is, and I know how patient you are. I see you bring a new pickleball player into your office, and you're saying, what would you be interested in? I don't know. And then you kind of get an understanding of all the things that you offer in the city.
Well, the way to get a hold of me is by my first name, Lenin, Lenin, .MONGERIE, my last name, @talgov.com. Or they could call me at 850-274-5359.
Great.
And that's the best way to get me.
All right, fantastic. Lennon, it's a pleasure.
Always.
And is there anything else? We got a little time we can talk.
I think this next match coming up is going to be a really good one because we have Fred Markham and Rodney Hawk. He's coming on. So we call him CD. Chuck Dangerous.
Oh no! Really?
Yeah, that's his nickname.
Well, wait a minute. Now, I haven't gotten my nickname. I know that when we were playing last week and you were killing us, you kept calling yourself Prime Time.
Well, I was shutting the area down. So
okay. So.
But it's gonna be a good match coming up right here.
Tried to make you blush. I don't know if it worked.
It's working.
Okay. Fred is a pickleball advocate.
Yes.
He very involved, and he's not someone that just talks the talk. He's someone that gets very involved as volunteering. Tell me a little bit.
You know, Fred. Fred is also the president of the Tallahassee Pickleball Association, and you're right. He does. He involves himself with a lot of different. Things have to do with the growth of the game, whether it's here or at chairs or at the local schools. You know, he's really come together. I mean, look at the senior games now. He's one who's helped put a lot of volunteers you see around here to make the senior game move nice and smooth. So he plays a big role. Him and his group plays a huge role in making a lot of things happen.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I bring a lot of credit to you for. It's all in your preparation. You've had so much experience doing tennis tournaments over the year that just transitioned you, and you just hit the ground running with pickleball tournaments. You dot all the I's and cross all the T's as far as whether it's the goodie bags, the tournaments, getting the information out, posting the scores, getting the medals out. So your attention to detail is amazing, and one of the big reasons for our success for pickleball in the city. So it's much appreciated.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So anything else comes to mind with pickleball, or you have any strategy for me? Because you know when we were playing doubles, you were I felt like you were toying with me.
Well, I wouldn't call it toying. Yeah. I don't want to say that.
Right.
I mean, you can say that.
I can say it, but you.
But like anything else, the more you practice it, the more you get involved in it. You make mistakes, you learn from it. Because I mean, look at that. After we played 2 or 3 games, you're starting to really understand, the dink or the drop shot, right? You understand the concept of how far to volley, how far not to volley, right? You'll really understand there's a little more strategy involved, especially as you start playing at higher levels, right? It's not just getting the ball back.
I struggled against you because I was trying to tennis you off the court, and you were just sitting over there smiling at me, dinking the ball,
right,
sneaking in and putting it away, and I'm going like, what is going on here?
And that's the really cool thing about the game, pickleball, because that 7-foot area before you or in front of you is what I call the neutralizer. Because no matter where you are, if you can drop the ball in there, they can't hurt you. And that's another thing that makes it really fun. It's not like you being physically fit or being younger doesn't necessarily put an advantage on you. All right, let's see who these two are. Oh, Chuck Dangerous and Fred Martin.
Chuck has been playing since the beginning of pickleball in Tallahassee. I've seen him out here.
Yes, he has.
He's wherever pickleball is.
Yes, he is. He's also played a lot of tournaments, pickleball tournaments around Western Daytona. He does travel quite a bit playing some pickleball.
So, what was your learning of how we do pickleball in the city of Tallahassee and what you see at other cities? Are they similar, or?
You know, the thing is, each place you go to have its own nuances, right? But
what's our nuance?
Well, our nuance is we try as best as we can to meet the needs of the general population, right? Whether it's, those who like reservations, those who like first come, first play, which is meaning you just go on the court, you and your buddy or whoever, play for a limited length of time if there are people waiting, which is an hour and a half we have. Or open play, which is also a good way to meet people if you've never played the game.
What is open play?
So it's a designated time frame. Let's say like in Tallahassee, for example, at Tom Brown, for example, from 8 to noon. You come out there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday if you wanted. You come and you there's a paddle rack. You put it on. You go on the court. Anybody, doesn't matter what the level is, you play with them. They teach you the game as you're playing. Get off the court.
So let me get this right. You just put your paddle in, and people put their paddles in, and those four paddles, you don't get to pick the paddles?
No, whichever four comes in first plays. That's the cool thing about it.
Oh, okay. So you're going to meet new people.
That's how you meet, and that's the thing about the game. It doesn't have that, I'm not as good as you, or I can't play you.
Yeah.
And people are very welcoming. That's the one thing I will say. You ask about what you see all over the place. People are welcoming no matter where you go. I was at Winthrop Park. I was in Naples. I was in North New Hampshire, and somebody goes, "You want to play?" I mean, just you standing outside.
Really?
That's not something you normally hear someone say, "You want to play?" And they don't know who you are. But it's very welcoming. And that's what I think attracts a lot of people to the games. We have a lot of players here who've never played a sport before and enjoy themselves and get very good at it.
Yeah, I think the city supports pickleball without a doubt. I see the mayor played during our grand opening here, and he's written some articles, and they talk about pickleball at the city commission meetings and where it's going to go and what we want to do. So, what do you want to see? I'm not gonna bury you with it. You're afraid. Ashley's right over there. So
oh no.
No.
No. Well, the good thing is, do
you like where we're headed?
I think we're headed the right direction. The thing like any business, I see like a business, right? If you go too fast, you'll fail. If you go too slow, you'll fail. You need to
find the right speed.
You need to find that right speed. If you go too fast, you're not gonna make it. And I think we're going the right speed. Are we meeting all the needs that everybody wants? We'll never be able to do that. But at the end of the day, we are progressing. I mean, 4 years ago, we only had a few courts. Like I said, now we have over 40 courts. Individual courts everywhere. You can play inside, you can play outside, Not too many places you can say you can play inside and outside like Tallahassee.
You and I have been monitoring Four Oaks Park here for the last couple weeks since the grand opening, and we were curious how it was going to affect other courts. And, my thought was a little different than yours. I think, we probably will be okay for a while and we won't need. And what did we find, Lennon?
That at the end of the day, you build them, they come in. And they're not leaving the old spots either.
No, they're not. They're playing at both places.
They're playing everywhere.
I am shocked by that.
Yeah.
When we were over Winthrop, I heard someone saying, "Hey, I'm leaving now. I got a game over at Walker Ford." And I go like, "Wait a minute, you just played."
Yeah. What are these guys doing out here now?
Yeah, let's take a look at them, and why don't you do a little bit of commentary here, Lennon?
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things about singles, you see how far back he's standing? That's to his disadvantage. It's Fred. He's going to lose that point. Look at that. If you stay back in the game, it is difficult to win the point.
Even in singles?
You need to control the net.
Got it.
You know?
Okay.
And he stays halfway.
Isn't it? No, and I'm 65, so I can say that when you get a little older, isn't it harder to get into the net?
You would think so, but if you hit a high ball, it buys you time, right?
That's
right. He's speeding the ball up, so I call that. See, when you Federer Express a ball like that, he's gonna get Federer Express back to you.
So you're cutting your own reaction
That's
time.
right. You need to priority mail it.
Got it.
Give you some time. You about 5 days.
Yeah.
So you see, so let's see how a backhand. That's one of you don't see people serve too much with the backhand, but Chuck he likes to serve with his backhand. I call him Chuck, but his real name is Rod.
It's interesting. I've watched Fred play a couple times because he's like I said, he's an advocate of the game. And he gets in a game and he loves to hit that ball out of the air with a full swing.
See who's controlling the point? Always the person on the net. Always the person on the net is controlling that point.
The other person becomes reactive.
That's correct. And you don't want that. You want to control the net. Whether you're playing singles or you're playing doubles.
Got it.
You got to get up to that net. That's a nice deep one. Who's coming to the net? See, he's still back.
So for a beginner or novice, where can you volley? Because you're saying go to the net. How far do I go into the net?
Well, you want to go at least up to the non-volley line.
Got it.
Because if you step on that line, you're gonna miss anyway. So.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
All right. Well, thank you, Lennon, and I'll be seeing you a little later.
Yes, you will. I see you all the time.
Absolutely. All right. So we're gonna watch this match here, and let's see how it progresses here. Good use of spin. Tried to sneak in with the volley. Fred to serve. Fred's a left-hander. Probably one of the reasons why he likes hitting that forehand with topspin. That's a kind of a natural built-in for most southpaws. Nice little dink there. Don't want to give Fred topspin forehands because he likes those too much. Close match, 6-5. Topspin approach to the backhand. Little dink. And there goes a lob. Overhead. Bounce. And a dink. Nice. Nice point. When you have a point like that, you forget what the score is.
A lot of people are playing doubles.
A little chip. Good points. All right. Here we go on. Change sides.
It's always fun. Too hard. It's always fun. What's going on all of this?
Alright.
It's gonna be better right after.
Nice swing volley. Another little dink. Nice shot. Well played. That's probably the most effective shot by far in the game of singles and doubles is the dink shot. Just versus trying to drive your way through the game. You hit the ball. You can, like Lennon mentioned earlier, you just want to try to drop it inside the kitchen there to make the person have to hit up, and you will control the point. All right, we still got a lot of pickleball going on out here, and those that aren't playing are socializing. So they're having a good time. So we got a timeout. I believe they get 2 timeouts per game. And a short timeout. Water break, towel off, and these 2 gentlemen they're in the 65 to 16. Or no, I think they're actually in. I'll have to check with Lennon, but I think they may be in the 70-year-old group. 70, okay, 70 to 74. So notice they're pretty darn fit. They move real well. Okay, great, thank you. Nice volley put away. Yeah, this is the 70 to 74 group. Fred to serve. Notice again that they're when they serve, just like tennis, even though it's underhand, you can bounce or you can take it out of the air, but you only get 1 serve. Really like the way these new courts have been set up and that they're all fenced off individually. Makes it quite intimate, and you can have 6 groups of players playing. That means maybe 2 or 4 are playing, and maybe 6 or 8 are watching. So, and just okay, the wind's playing havoc with them. The little wind from the north there stopped that ball in its tracks. Rodney, just nice shot. No, just missed. You know, I believe the way pickleball is called too is a little different than tennis, because if the pickleball, the middle part of a plastic ball has to be on the line. So it can actually look like it's in, but it's actually bounces wherever the point of contact is out. So, all right, Rodney slipping into the net. Putting pressure on the baseliner. Playing singles from the baseline is ill-advised because it takes a lot of energy out and it's hard to win points. Good approach by Fred there. Off the top spin approach.
Good angle there, Roz.
Even though these players are very competitive with it, they're more than happy to, you know, give them a paddle high five to say, hey, that was a great shot. Rodney hits a backhand little slider. Oh, nice overhead by Fred. Well played. So again, let's get back to where you can get information as we watch this match. Just start playing. You have a friend ask you to play, or you don't know where to go. You just come to a nice approach and a put away by Fred. Well played. Okay, so get a little bit of cloud and wind at the same time, which wind causes havoc on most pickleball players that don't adjust. So these are the newest courts with the city of Tallahassee. We're very proud of what we've done and look forward to many years of play out here. Yeah, the little dink shot by Rod just was not seen.
Go, Brenda! Go, Brenda! Woo!
Who knows what this can lead to, Brenda?
I tried to buy time there, and Fred took advantage and snuck in. And so that's the way you get to the net in this game, is that you don't generally try to cut time. Most of the time you try to buy time and hit it deep to force the person to wait for the ball as you move closer to the net. So it seems like a reasonable strategy. So again, when we look at the rules of the game, you can only win points when you're serving. If you win the point when you're receiving, you're then given the opportunity to serve and win points. So a lot of this information that we have been sharing, again, this is part of the senior games, and we still have activities all week long. I know that. I just talked to Cindy Mead that was here. She's my immediate supervisor, and she's in charge of all the senior games. We have more pickleball players in this tournament this year than ever before. We have approximately 115 players, singles, doubles, and mixed doubles in all age categories. So it's every 5 years, there's what a pickup by Fred. Nice play, well played. So when we talk about other sports that are going on, tomorrow we're going to have doubles at Four Oaks Park, and we're having mixed doubles on Thursday. On Friday, we have tennis doubles at Forest Meadows. On Saturday, we have racquetball in the afternoon at 1. And on Sunday, we have mixed doubles at Forest Meadows. So a number of our athletes are playing numerous sports. And our pickleball players are just playing pickleball. All right. So we have a new person to come and join me. We've met before, haven't we, Brenda?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm Glenn. I'm the tennis superintendent.
Hi, Glenn. I'm Brenda Johnson.
Nice to meet you. A pleasure. So, pickleball. Tell me what your thing with pickleball is.
This is my first day.
It
my
is?
First
Okay,
time on
okay.
The courts.
First time ever, huh?
Yes.
What do you think what you're seeing? Yeah, a little reserve. Are you nervous?
No. I came out here to really get the experience. I have no idea what the rules were. People have been so helpful, and I just love it.
Okay, well, Brenda, have you hit balls yet?
Yes.
Wait a minute, you didn't need any lessons or anything? You just kind of came out and played?
I just came out one second in my division. I left.
You're killing me. Already?
I left and came back because they called me and said, oh, you need to compete again. I was like, well, I'm drinking coffee at the cafe. So.
You're cutting into my coffee time.
Yeah, so I played 3 matches so far today.
Wow.
And it's all the tidbits that people have been giving me along the way. I am so appreciative for that. And I'll come back again to play.
You are hooked. I can see it already. One day, and you're going to wake up and go, pickleball.
No, tomorrow I'll be sore and need tiger ball.
Oh, okay. Well, that may be it. All right,
Yes.
so this is part of our senior games, 14th annual senior games. Are you playing any other games?
I played horseshoes on Sunday. I've been playing horseshoes for maybe 3 or 4 years. Yes.
That's my office right there.
Oh, okay. With Amir.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
I know Amir. I've known him for many, many years.
I am so excited that we had so many participants to come out because this is probably my 4th year, and this is probably the largest amount of participants we've had.
I've noticed that because Amir does horseshoes. I used to do it, and we'd have 6 or 8 show up, and then we had 10 show up. How many did you think were there?
We had at least, I will say, in the women's division, we had at least 15 or 20.
Get out.
I want to say 15 or 20.
That's just
Don't quote
women.
me. Yes.
Well, that's fantastic.
That is fantastic.
Was it competitive?
Very competitive. I had to play 4 matches to come out on the gold end.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you. So much fun.
Oh,
it's about meeting the people.
Yeah.
It really is,
Yeah.
and having a good time.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're going to find you're going to be meeting people in pickleball. They're going to draw you in no matter what level you are. And then you're going to get competitive and you're going to be going out playing tournaments. I'm not going to even recognize you then. I mean, you'll have endorsements. You'll have these patches on your shirt and, you know.
All right.
Well,
I can give up my day job then,
Yeah,
right?
then you can quit your day job. It'll just be I play tournaments and give clinics. Right.
But thank you.
Oh, thank you for coming, and I'm just this is such a good look from a different perspective because I know when I have gone into sports, I'm a little reserved and a little feel like, I don't know, you know, because I'm a beginner. No one wants to play with the beginner.
Right.
But you just...
I just came out and did it. So if I can do it, anybody can come out.
Oh,
and
you're
do
pretty
it.
athletic, though.
No. Nobody wanted me on their team in high school.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay.
I am not. But I just want to thank all of the participants who helped me with their tidbits and gave me little pointers and everything. I even got my own little cheering squad there about after game two.
Is that what it was all about over
That's
there?
what it was all
I couldn't
about.
even hear myself. I'm wondering, well, what celebrity do we have back here?
It's Brenda.
Oh, okay, it's Brenda, yeah. There's Brenda. She's our local
It's
celeb.
Brenda.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
It was a pleasure meeting
and I'm
you.
looking forward to watching your progression.
Thank you.
Okay.
Alrighty.
More gold medals.
Yes.
All right, so we have a little time out here, and then Fred's gonna come on for another match.
One game left. One game left.
Okay, one game left. All right, so I'm going to take a little sip of water. I've had some really interesting, and it was a great meeting with Brenda there. I can see she's going to be a regular on the pickleball courts here. And you know, it's amazing. It's almost a little bit of a phenomenon with any of our events that we've had with the city, like the pickleball extravaganza. When we opened Tom Brown, we must have had 80 people show up for 4 courts. And it was just amazing. And the amount of volunteers that want to get involved with the game. Oh, I've been looking forward. I've known Charlie for probably 8-9 years now, and Charlie's going to play Fred. And I've been waiting for this moment. I'll probably take a few minutes if we're fortunate enough to either have Fred or Charlie come and meet with us after the match. These guys have played plenty of times. Charlie used to participate in the senior games 7-8 years ago over when we were at Jack McLean when we did senior games indoors. So another southpaw, as I mentioned, and we actually have 2 left-handers playing each other, which is not that uncommon in tennis or pickleball. Okay, here we go. These guys are off and running. That was a good shot. Good shot. All right. One game left. And then Lennon's going to come over and talk some more pickleball with us. Charlie likes to attack the net. I can see that. That's what he used to. He's got Fred countered. Excellent. Excellent.
This pops up. Don't worry. I need it.
Players again are having to deal with the gusting wind. It's changing direction, which is catching them off guard a little bit. Interesting strategy by Fred to go to Charlie's forehand versus usually the backhand's weaker. We'll have to check Charlie out. He's fine getting some cheapies off that forehand right now. Fred's managing his shots very well with the wind right now, and Charlie's trying to come to speed. Fred's mixing and serves up quite well. Oh. So, okay, top spin serve. Charlie's trying to find his way to the net. Nice shot by Fred, a little lucky off the top of the net. This game is highly social. It's interesting. We're down to our last singles match of the game, but we still have 50 or 60 people hanging around, talking, going out and playing a pickup game. So they're still. I would have thought they'd go to lunch, or they just want to play more pickleball. So, all right, they have the changeover right here. When Lennon comes on, we're going to talk just the rudiments of the game a little bit, where we'll talk about, what lines, a little bit about scoring. Scoring's probably about the most confusing part of the game. Other than that, I mean, as you saw with Brenda played her first pickleball game, and she played in the senior games today. So, and she medaled. So, okay, nice little volley. Nice direction by Charlie there. Yeah, I think Charlie actually changed hands there, which some players do and do it very well. Okay, trying to hit a little topspin dink can be hard to do. He didn't move to the ball in the wind, and that made it a little too difficult. As you can see, it's a little different from competitive tennis in that I haven't seen any calls that have been questioned. They make very fair calls. They'll congratulate their opponent on a good shot hit. And look at these two. They're in the 70 to 74 age category. They look like they're... All right, Fred serve. Again, score-wise, Fred volunteers a lot with our City of Tallahassee program because we have so many activities. We have round robins, we do tournaments, we do the senior games, but we have leagues. We have beginner leagues, intermediate leagues, and we're at many places all over the city. You have a total of 47 courts throughout the city, all the way from Winthrop Park, Tom Brown, the community centers, indoors and outdoors at the community centers, Four Oaks Park, which is in the southeast area, right off the Capitol Circle. This is a lovely place, new park that opened up 2 weeks ago. And you can get all this information on the TalGov website. Again, go to TalGov, Parks and Recreation, no matter what sport. And there is still, I'll mention again, you can still get in a good shot, Fred. Good topspin ball hit down the line. We have one more game too, I heard, that we're gonna run. So that'll be quite exciting. These players are so much fun to watch. It's as much play as there is watching going on. Fred loves his topspin. There you go. Charlie gave him a little dinker there that can play havoc on a topspin forehand, because you gotta have that paddle below the ball to be able to hit topspin. Charlie to serve to the ad court. Okay, nice tactic there. Fred hit the ball medium speed down the center and deep, and that allowed him to get in a easy setup volley for a put away. Right, Fred serve to the ad court. Nice topspin backhand by Fred. All right. Toughest part, as I said, is keeping score and knowing where you're supposed to stand. You notice tactically what Fred does, because he loves that forehand. He plays over on the service box to force Charlie to either hit to his forehand or a very small margin to his backhand. Little dink shots. Nice, nice little. Fred to serve from the deuce court. All right, that was well played by Fred. He didn't overhit that overhead, and then he just put an easy put away. So that was game.
Y'all out of here? Or are you just moving? Okay. Good luck today.
I think that was, instead of game, I think that was match. So let's see what the guidelines were for that age category. I believe, and we have one more match coming up with Roxana Patterson and Judy. Is it Bayless or Bailey? Will be coming up momentarily. Charlie, come on in here for a second. While our next players are warming up. Come on over, Charlie. Come on. You need a rest? Okay. All right. You're looking good.
Feeling good.
Do you still have another game?
I'm done.
Is that it? Is that it?
All right, so we're gonna let me take you through some of our information again that we can talk about, and when we have Lennon come a little later, he'll talk about some more of the programs that we have, but he's also going to take our novice or beginner players through a little bit of, the rules and regulations, and also the lines and the kitchen area, and we're getting to watch a nice ladies singles match. It'll be the 50s to 54, and if it's me and I know my wife, I'm not going to ask them how old you are. So, okay, we got it. But you don't ask that question. No. We just say we ask the age category, and that can be tricky because you can always play down. So where the guys go, no, I'm 83.
What? Yeah. They'll probably.
They
don't mind.
They don't mind. All right. So anyway, let's talk about some of our programming that you can get in. Remember that you can still sign up for senior games throughout the week, and you can do that by either going to our website, TalGov, or you can go to the Senior Center, Forest Meadows, and pick up an application. You can find it online through Civic Rec. There's many easy ways. A lot of times, with other than the bracketed sports like pickleball and tennis, you can just show up and we'll get you in the game. You get a goodie bag with a t-shirt and some other little goodies to go along with it. So we want to get you in the game and playing. So as you saw earlier with Brenda, Brenda was her first day here, and I think she's looking for another game. So all right, they're gonna do a little bit of a warm up here, and then they'll start their match. And,
Bless you, win. Good.
okay. Let me see if I can't find Fred and talk to him. Do you see Fred? He was just here. It'd be nice to get him talk a little bit. Fred's president of the local.
What color shirt?
It was blue. He might have gone and changed it though. Okay, sounds good. Right, doing a little warm up. You know, when you're warming up, you notice they hit dinks from the no volley zone or behind the no volley line. So we're going to probably, we got Lennon, which will be coming back in a little bit of the closing ceremonies of the singles. And Lennon's all over it. Lennon is back.
I'm back.
All right, pickleball, sire.
Back at it, back at it.
So they're warming up a little bit here, and we have Roxana and Judy in the 50 to 54s. So Lennon, I mentioned to our customer audience that you would explain a little bit about how the game's played for novices or beginners, because I just talked to Brenda. She played her first pickleball game today, and she played in the senior games.
And that's what I'm telling you, that it's so easy and so enjoyable that you could start off right off the bat and still be successful.
Yeah, the hardest thing I find is just the scoring. The play part is pretty straightforward. Can you give us some tips on how to play the game?
Well, the big thing when it comes to the scoring, like you just mentioned, is that if in the singles division like they're doing now, it's really easy because you only have to remember two numbers, my score and your score.
Okay.
So as they're playing right now, they only call on two scores. But if you're playing doubles, then they have to call three numbers.
So what would that look like? Let's say you and I were playing those two ladies out there. What would, give me a score, for instance, if I was serving?
Right. So for example, let's see you serving. The score may be 0, us as a team. We have no points.
Right.
They have no points. And 2. And you wonder why I say 2, because when you first start the game, it starts off as 0-0-2. And that's just assuming that the other person has served already. Now, as the game progresses, the score will normally start off as 0-0-1 or 0-0-5 or whatever. I mean, 2. It will always be 2. The last number will always be 1 or 2. And the two other numbers will go up to 11 or 15.
So how long do you get to serve?
They're ready. You get to serve as long as you keep winning.
Oh.
Yeah, so the other person might never win.
And for the beginner or novice player, you can only get points
when you're serving.
Okay.
And that's the thing is that, so if you're not serving, you're just defending. So you want to make sure you serve. So if I had the ability of, when I first start the game, to choose the side, the serving or receiving, I'm definitely serving. That's the best chance of winning anyway.
These players are a little more progressed than, novice or beginner, and they have strategy where I noticed, for instance, with Brenda, and she did awesome. It's more of a reactive.
Correct. And like you said, she's just starting right now. Judy over there is very experienced. Judy, as you can see, she has a tennis background. She's going to bounce that ball. Roxanne actually doesn't have a tennis background, but she's a good little player. And this is going to be a good little match.
So they played before?
They played before, for sure. As a matter of fact, when Roxanne had she played, Judy said, "Oh, Judy again?"
Because of the age category.
Yes. And they're not all in the same category. In this particular category, we merge the two. So one is in the 50-54, and the other one is the 60-64. So we're talking about two different categories playing because sometimes, you know, the games, when they're not enough in that category, make them play more than one match. Give them, you know, a good little
Right
sweat.
in the basket. So Lennon, I remember just like 5 years ago, I don't think I had any ladies playing singles in the senior games. So I'm
really
looking
picking
and
up.
going like, how many ladies played singles this year?
Let me see. We didn't have a large amount play like the guys.
Right.
But we had at least maybe 15.
Really?
Mhm.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, 15 plus.
I guess doubles and mixed doubles is the most
popular,
played
most
and popular. But we're seeing that was a
See, she's
two-handed
coming in.
backhand.
See if she came in. Who's controlling the point? The first one, didn't it?
Yeah, what you talked about earlier.
Yep.
You don't want to stay back and rally.
It's not like tennis. You got to get in that net.
Unless you have a forehand like Fred's. I mean, if you got a topspin forehand like his, a lot of southpaws playing this game.
Well, that's true, right? But even with the tops, when I'm volleying, I never get to see that spin. Right? It never hits the ground.
There you go.
So that's the cool thing about it.
Oh, okay. Well, I noticed when we were hitting some last week, you had all sorts of different volleys. And a volley being a shot hit without a bounce. I saw you hit with topspin sometimes, hit with slice sometimes, but you dinked a lot of them.
Yeah, and that's because anytime you're in trouble, you're trying to reset that ball. You're trying to ding the ball. If I don't have the optimal
What does a
shot-
dink mean to you?
So a ding is a reset ball. It's a ball that allows me to get back into point. It's a ball that I'm in trouble, I'm gonna hit that ball every time. You know, in singles you won't see too much of it because at the end of the day, one person's covering all the court, right? So there's always an opening of some sort. Now in doubles, you will see it because there's one person each half.
But you still want to go to the net.
You still want to go to the net every time.
Got it.
You know,
It's
if
hard to teach a tennis player to do that.
But when they fail enough, they'll figure it out.
Well, if you lose enough times, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. I've noticed that over and over again when.
Now these two ladies right here, they're
Yeah.
fast players. They play fast. They get the ball, keep serving, keep serving. There's no break in between.
Yeah.
They move quickly. See, she gets the ball, she's ready to play again.
Yeah.
And she's the same way.
How long do you have in between points?
You really have about 10 seconds.
Okay.
But they're not using any. See, whoever's in the net
Nice
controls the point.
volley.
Whoever's in the net controls the point.
You almost have to just keep telling yourself that
Yes.
until it's ingrained. That I gotta find a way. You don't want to come in on bad stuff, but you gotta.
Right.
You gotta.
You got to get in there.
So, as a receiver, would you recommend that players come in off the return?
Immediately. You see, she's staying back. Well, both of them are staying back now, which is okay. Now she's at the net. Let's see who controls the point every time.
There you go.
You know, it's not a guarantee,
Little
right?
drop
But
volley
80%
or
of that
dink
point,
volley.
yeah, 80% of that game, you don't control that net. It's not
So
gonna
they're on equal terms until one person comes forward. Then
That's
the
right.
tables turn there, basically.
every time, 80%, if not more. Let's who comes to the net first. Let's who comes to the net first. Oh, she's at the net. Who's gonna win? Oh, like I said,
She got there
every
first.
time.
She got
Whoever
there
gets
first.
it, every time.
All right. This is like a lesson.
Every time it comes to the
It's
net.
like a lesson every time you and I go out on the court. Okay.
I didn't want to give you that hint, but, I mean,
but it's easy to see because I'm getting schooled pretty bad. So.
But you know, if she was to hit that serve, the returner has the advantage in pickleball. She hits the ball and rushes the net, and she always is up. But she's not doing that. She's staying back too much. She's trying to go toe to toe with her, and it's not going to work on the person on the net.
So one of the phenomena, I'm going to change gears on you a little bit here. The volunteer base you have with the city, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I've been in tennis, you know, I played pickleball for 20 years, on and off, but I look at your volunteer base, and tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we have a good bit of volunteer base, you know, whether it's tennis, pickleball, huge. I mean, we have, like we mentioned before, the TPA with pickleball.
What is the TPA?
Tallahassee Pickleball Association.
Okay.
And the president, Fred Markham, you know, like I said, he's very big on helping us whenever we need help. At the senior games, he'll call me, hey, Elena, what volunteers you need? He has Joe, helped us a lot. And we have about 16 to 18 volunteers today. And that's going to happen
That's
today,
incredible.
tomorrow,
And they just say yes.
They just say yes because they want to see the game grow. They enjoy the game, and they don't want to see us struggle.
Well, I see Fred over there watching the game and listening to us. It was amazing. I happened to be going around the courts last week in Winthrop, 7:30 at night. There's Fred out there with 20-odd pickleball players. All the courts were pickleball, and Fred's out there encouraging, playing, smoking and joking. Not really smoking, but joking.
Right. And that's the thing. He's done that, and a lot of other you got
ambassadors.
Yes, you got people like Ebo. She go out there. You got Kathy Bedsole. Got a whole bunch of them that go out there as a group and just kind of promote it. Not just with the city. I mean, whether it's chairs or wherever it is, they're just trying to grow the game. They enjoy it. They like the passion. They give back a lot, and they continue to do that. And that's for pickleball and tennis. We have the Venom Foundation. They help us with tennis. We have the Tallahassee Tennis Association. They help us with that. But no matter what we do, all of them are trying to help us out. Well, the ladies look like the singles is getting to them a little bit. They're being a little heavy, but they're also playing so quickly. So, as you can see, photo op. Need that. They're doing it right. One of the things you'll see with pickleball is that they always have that paddle in their hand, putting it right against the chest. Always against the chest.
Okay, I've always noticed that. I didn't think anything of it, but they got the ball, and a lot of times when they win a medal,
it goes behind. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's how it is. And the other thing, obviously, like a lot of sports, they don't shake hands, right? They just touch paddles. And that has nothing to do with Corona.
Was that? Oh, really? No kidding. That was just a built-in.
That's just because you got to realize in the beginning when most of the pickleball was being played before it became big, a lot of seniors played it, right? Germs. They don't like germs, so they just touch paddles and just continued.
I was, you and I are always researching, how to grow this game and how to keep improving it here. And I actually, when I looked at the history again, I found an interesting note that the game wasn't derived from the name of their dog in '65. Right. It was from the pickle boat.
The boat, right? The three parts of the boat.
In Massachusetts, I think it was, or somewhere in the Northeast corner. So every time I look, there seems to be more and more information where people are two entrepreneurs started the game.
And it's for kids, for kids.
Really? Tell me about that.
Kids, because at the end of the day, they were on the Ambridge Island. They were at their house or their summer home, I think it was, and they wanted to play the kids. They had a badminton court, which is a 40 by 20, which is the size of a football court.
Really? What a coincidence!
But they didn't have any badmintons, so they lowered the net. They had a pickleball, but no tennis, so they got a ping pong paddle. Yeah, ping pong paddle. So that's why the paddles are larger now. And so they start playing, and as they're playing, they come up with a game. You can't do that now. You got to stay this far back. The kids are whooping them, right?
Any idea what the ball was back then? Was it a wiffle ball?
A wiffle ball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they had a wiffle ball. Yeah.
Got it.
So it maintained, and that's why the badminton, right? The dimensions, the ping pong, and the tennis.
I better not talk to the pickleball players about making these multi-use badminton courts.
No. They got a lot of mad pickleball players.
Yeah, I don't need that. So tell our audience a little bit about. I've already asked you about beginners, but what do I still need lessons after I learn how to play a game? What would you recommend to someone like me? I've played a lot of tennis. Playing proficiently at pickleball, what would you recommend for someone like me?
Well, at the end of the day, the question is, what's your goal, right? So if my goal is to just have fun and play with my friends, you continue what you're doing what you're doing. But if you want to get better and you want to play with other people as you increase your skills, like I said, we have clinics. We have round robins. We have league play. So you could, always go to www.tallgov.com, look that up, and sign up for those programs.
There seems to be a group that come to you consistently. Not a whole lot, not every single week for pickleball lessons. I was talking to one of them earlier. He said, "Yeah, I take about 3 or 4 lessons a year from Lennon when I need to either be reminded what I need to do, or I'm curious about another shot or a strategy.
Right.
So it's not every week you need to take a lesson for the most part.
Right, and again, it really depends on what your goal is, right? Most of the people in Tallahassee are recreational players, right? There are a handful that do play tournaments, and they do, take lessons to go, hey, how do I get better? So when I play these competitions, I win. But most of them really just enjoy the sport. And they will come to our clinics, they will come to our league, they'll take private lessons from our instructors, including myself, and just to get themselves better. Or like you said, a reminder,
Well, let's talk about Four Oaks Pickleball here. And right now, how can anyone just kind of show up and play?
So it all depends on the time, right? So for example, right now we have open play on Mondays. We have open plays on Tuesday and Thursdays. That's the only thing we have right now from 8:30 to noon.
What about the other courts?
Well,
there are other courts.
There are other courts. There's Tom Brown. We have open play. Like I said, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Sunday at 8:30 to noon. And we have a whole bunch of other times you can check. But we do have a calendar online. Again, we have calendar online. You can check that on the website. We have calendars for the indoor pickleball.
So how do I navigate which? Is it easy to find a site? Let's say I want to play at Tom Brown. Is it all on one calendar? Or?
Yes. So like I said, once you go to www.tallgov.com, you hit Parks and Rec. It takes you to all the different sports there are. We are right there, pickleball. And once you click on pickleball, there's a little video actually at the top for the Tom Brown opening.
Okay.
But then we have different categories, right? If you want to sign up for a clinic, a lesson, a round robin, you can click
that. Easy.
That easy. You can go to the calendar. It has all the indoor and outdoor courts. It tells you how many there are. It tells you what days for indoor and outdoor, whether it's for open play. So you have the ability to just go there and check it out. Really easy.
Now you started something very unique last year. Can you tell me a little about the online reservations?
Now, yes, and the thing is, once we started to do online reservations at Tom Brown first as a beta test to see how everybody likes it. They love it. They love it.
What do you do?
So what you do, it's court reserve. It's called court reserve. So tennis and pickleball at Tom Brown. You can now go online. You don't need to call Forest Meadows and reserve a court. Reservation court.
Okay, so do I need to set up an account or anything?
You set an account right on court reserve. Real easy, your name, your phone number. You don't want to put your age.
Okay.
And then you sign up.
Can you sign up anytime?
You can sign up anytime you want. There's no fee. It's free for you, not for me.
Well, that was a quick match. We were too busy.
Yeah, like I said, these two ladies play quickly. They play quickly.
Lennon, we've had an excellent first day with our singles at Four Oaks Pickleball here. We're going to call it Four Oaks Pickleball Center.
Right.
Okay, so, and we only have a couple more weeks till we'll have a monitor out here.
Yes, we're going to have a monitor. We're going to have reservations if you want some. A little open play if you want some. And you have first come, first play.
Yes. So what's going to happen the next couple of days with pickleball and senior games?
Well, tomorrow we're going to have doubles. That's going to be real exciting. Then after that on Thursday, probably the largest group will be mixed doubles. And that's when the big ones come out. And it's going to be really exciting. It's always exciting whether it's singles, doubles, or mixed doubles. But the vast majority of the group is going to come on that second or third day.
Well played today, Lennon.
All right. Thank you.
Good tournament.
All right.
Okay, and that will end our presentation for today. Thank you for joining us. And you'll see us at other venues in the near future.